And we should be on. People in the Discord, go ahead and make some noise.
Hello.
Whoa,
Making noise at this time.
All right, levels actually look pretty good. I think I may have actually balanced everyone. Stupendous.
Let's go.
Woo.
Nice work.
All right. Hello, everybody, both here and out there in chat. It is time for the second... Collect my thoughts for a second. It's time for the second tabletop horror game of the month of October, and tonight we are launching into The Zone, a sort of combination tabletop RPG slash board game that we're all going to be leaving on an expedition into very shortly. I am, as always, your host, Heretic Soul. My pronouns are he, him. Let's do a quick round of introductions. I'm joined tonight by Baloney Shinobi.
You had to get me with a mouthful. My name is Baloney Shinobi. My pronouns are he, him.
He was telling us about a sick, what was it, cabbage and sausage recipe, though? That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was sick. It super was. I just finished it. So there will be no mouthfuls.
Hell yeah. I'm also joined by Carla.
I'm Carla. I am a she or a they. I will do either and it's fine. I don't have any cool cabbage and I'm mad about it.
I suspect a lot of us are going to be going to the store and buying cabbage this weekend.
I'm going to buy some more.
Heck yeah. I'm also joined by Michael.
Hey everyone, this is Michael. I use he, him pronouns.
And AJ.
Hi, I'm a she, her.
And so tonight, again, tonight's game is The Zone, or The Zone RPG. We are going to be, what is the word I am looking for? Not dispatching. Departing.
Embarking.
Thank you. It took me, embarking is also good. Embarking is better.
Ooh,
it took me
that's
5
a good
minutes to
one.
remember the word departing. We're going to be embarking on Operation Millennium Pulsar. I love a good, Operation Data Generator. So we are all in the game here. This is a pretty neat game. It is, and in fact, go ahead and put the info for it in the chat. It's a pretty pretty fully featured online board game, and walks you through everything pretty well. So without further ado, I think we should just get started. Normally we do have a bit of a safety discussion. Normally I open the game with a safety discussion. In kind of the tutorial to this game, there is a bit about player safety, so I figure we will launch into that then. So, is everyone ready to kick off?
I have a weird question.
Fire
How
away.
much do you use right click in this game?
I don't think you really use right click. In fact, I think you could use only your mouse or only your keyboard.
Ooh.
Okay, good. Good to know.
Right, in that case, let's begin. Welcome players, so we will read this aloud. I figure real quick question. I keep forgetting if this is the case. So on my Discord, I see the order in the voice chat as Baloney, myself, Carla, Michael, and AJ. Does everyone else see the same thing?
Yep.
More or less. Yes, actually, yes.
Okay,
I see
cool.
Baloney, Heretic, Carla, us.
Okay, astonishing. Voice chat order is server side. To make reading this part out loud easy, because it will at times ask us to alternate. Let's say when it says take turns reading this, we'll go in order of people in the panel. I'll start by reading this first page here. Welcome players. The goal of this game is to tell a weird, magical, realist horror story of mutation and self-discovery. A story about people who risk everything for an obsession. A story where only one will make it to the end. This game will take 2 to 3 hours from this point. Around 11 p.m. for us. Neat. Make sure that's okay with everybody.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Rad. Unless you all know each other, quickly introduce yourselves. Already done. Name, pronouns, and if you want, what's your favorite weird horror thing? I guess, yeah, if anyone wants to blurt out a favorite weird horror thing.
Bible.
Brutal.
Sorry, am I going too hard right out the gate?
Oh, I'm sorry, was that too real for the stream?
You didn't say your mom, so it's fine.
Anyone's mom's watching?
I can't tell.
That's a word.
I like a movie called The Society, which, if you've never seen it, I don't know that it's actually worth watching per se for itself, but the last, say, 10 minutes of that movie are some of the strangest things I think I've ever seen done in a movie.
Ooh,
It's
dang.
just like people turning to elastic, the body horror is off the charts, It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
most obscure, weird horror thing I know of.
Like, my weird horror thing is I'm terrible with horror, and the only horror thing I've ever managed to sit all the way through was The Haunting of Hill House, the Netflix series, but not the second season, just the first season. So
Nice.
I don't really have a weird horror thing. I don't know.
That's fair.
You're fine. I like Hellraiser. I can talk to you about Hellraiser if I need to.
Hellraiser's good. I need to watch Hellraiser, actually. That's a series I've never
You
gotten
should.
into.
Well, so the series kind of stops being worth it pretty quickly, but the first two, in my humble opinion, are fun. Although for different reasons. There's like
Yeah, I was
freaking a
surprised-
dozen of them.
I was surprised when we watched the first one at how legit classic it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It very much is, I think. Yeah. There's a lot going for
Yep.
it.
I mean, I feel like that's true of a lot of horror series. I forget which horror series I was in a conversation with a friend about recently. It's like, no, we should make a sequel to this, and in fact, they should go the route of all other franchise horrors. This series should go to space by movie 7.
It's always Hellraiser Space was 4, so like, you know, they got in there early.
Fast track.
Wasn't sure if there was a Hellraiser where they went to space, but
There absolutely is.
I'm glad to know there was.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Hellraiser went to space faster than the Leprechaun series.
What?
That's impressive.
Leprechaun, I think, was 4 was in the hood and 5 was in space.
4 was in the hood. My dad loves that movie for some reason.
Oh my god!
It's really weird.
You thought you didn't have a weird horror thing and you were sitting on that?
I don't know what weird is. That's the problem.
That's
I
fair.
see.
Calibration's off.
Yes.
The FBC selection committee is looking at all 5 of us sitting in a room just being like, so we're sending them in together? Okay, I guess.
It's
whatever.
Yeah. Notes
It's
on
like
group
in,
cohesion. They'll do.
it's like in the Annihilation series where it's kind of like we've sent in a bunch. They kind of don't come back. Whatever.
Yeah.
You're all gonna die and that's fine.
We haven't had to worry about a single debriefing yet.
Don't even have to
That is-
decontaminate people when they come back.
That is bureaucratic perfection.
Oh, that's convenient. It sure is. Speaking of, you're probably wondering if everyone's seeing the same thing. You are. This is a live multiplayer space. Unless stated otherwise, moves affect everyone's view. As 3 of you are playing together with your little, like, fireflies there, I'm going to assume you have noticed that already.
I love this.
Yeah,
This is so much fun.
It's pretty
super
cool.
Cute.
Next, the briefing. Tate turns reading this aloud. Say like 1 paragraph each. Baloney, you're up first.
Welcome, volunteers. I know you've all been wondering what the Zone really is, and if the rumors are true. As the 14th expedition, you deserve to know what we know. It's not a lot, but it may help you.
It all started with the anomalies. Locals calling in to talk radio or visiting their doctors visiting their doctors with stories of unseasonal weather, possible objects, half sightings of unknown creatures, claimed conversations with long dead loved ones. People disappeared. Medical notes describe bodies that started changing.
We initiated special containment procedures, performed tests on those who refused to evacuate. Then, as if reacting to our attention, the boundary appeared and isolated everything and everyone within an area of several square miles. We don't know if there are still survivors, or if they're still human.
Since that moment, not a single expedition has returned. All lose contact minutes after leaving visual range. We're going on fragments, rumors, and occasional anomalies that seep beyond the boundary.
We don't know what the Zone wants, if it wants. It seems to be a mirror. It manifests whatever phobias, obsessions, and memories you bring into it. The Zone brings them to life to test you.
These are rumors that the Zone... There are rumors that the Zone can grant your deepest wish, if it deems you worthy. Sensor readings show some incredibly powerful something at its heart. Perhaps the only escape is the center itself.
You are the 14th expedition. You will almost certainly not return. Good hunting, but prepare to die. The Federal Bureau of Coherence, without admitting liability, thanks you for accepting this mission. End
And
mission
mission
briefing.
briefing.
Yeah.
Undefined.
I just wanted to say it.
Yep. This is fine.
Oh, it's great.
You're going to die. This is okay.
So let's see,
Alright.
I'll go. We're telling a movie. The game is a series of scenes which we can choose to play in as much or as little detail as we want, describing or acting out what characters are doing. Scenes can be as short as a couple minutes, but usually about 5 minutes or so. The game will last about as long as a movie.
We will take turns being the director. There is no GM. We take turns as directors setting up and ending scenes, and all share a few key moves that anyone can trigger at any time to help the story along. No one will be forced to be on the spot for long. We're each in charge of our characters, but share responsibility for everything else.
We will play to lose. We are not competing with each other, that's why our fates are secretly decided at the start, so we can focus on creating not so easy situations which characters will always take the bait on and suffer the consequences. You know those moments that have you yelling, "Don't go in there!" or "Don't touch that!" at your favorite horror film? That's this entire game.
Tonight we can
Touch
all
that
be
thing.
David from Prometheus.
Oh boy, my favorite.
This is the board. It's a shared space. Unless explicitly stated otherwise, we can all see roughly the same things on our screens. If there's something only you can say, it will say, only you are seeing this. And so as a quick pacing note, so we will go through, this will be explained in a second, but we'll go through these four kind of zones here. The campfire is kind of a natural resting point in the game. After the camp, it's just past the halfway point. Past the campfire is when shit really starts getting real. So kind of for an idea of timing and pacing, the campfire will be like when we take a quick bio/drink/snack break. But yeah, think about the campfire as like, hey, this should be where we're aiming to be halfway through.
Whoa.
The spiral of cards represents the zone. Each card is a location that the expedition will go through on their one-way journey to the center of the zone. The game starts at the zone observation facility, which is right outside the boundary. Once inside, cannot backtrack.
Oh,
Also, very important, you may all know you have a emote button down in the corner.
Oh.
Whoa.
You can send a little heart.
Badoink. Badoink.
Whoa, auto clicker time.
that's unlimited emoting if all you can do is heart.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's kind of like, I think that's just meant to be kind of like doing snaps at a slam reading or something. Just like, yeah, that's good.
I see.
In
And
each
if you really
location,
like it.
yeah, in each location, we will do a few scenes. Expect to do 2 or 3 scenes in each location, fewer as we get closer to the center. 1 turn equals 1 scene. There are no stats or dice rolls in this game. Whenever a character tries to do something that seems like it would be not so easy for them, anyone can force them to pull a not so easy card. Not so easy cards have bittersweet outcomes that advance the story, like yes, but, and no, and most of them will trigger a mutation. Trigger them often. Our fates are predetermined by fate cards. Character on the fate card must die in the scene when it is revealed, unless another player sacrifices their character. You cannot die before your fate card, so take risks. When your character dies, they keep playing as the zone, setting up scenes as usual, with nothing to distract you from making things weird, magical, and horrible for the survivors. The game ends at the center. The player who makes it to the center will ask the zone to grant, or free them from, their obsession. The remaining players embody the zone and decide the survivor's final fate. Loney, if you want to start us off.
Yeah. A quick level set. This is a horror game, so it's most fun when we take our characters way out of their comfort zones while taking excellent care of we, the humans, playing them.
1. The X card. If something comes up in the story and we'd rather it didn't, press the X card button. Find and press it now.
Oh, it's up there.
Oh.
Yunk.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll press the X card button and rewind to find another way. No questions asked. We can even X card ourselves.
Whoa. Atmospheric silence. There will be times a player is pondering a question and helping them feels so irresistible. We won't give in. Sometimes folks need a little time to think, and the creepiest horrors need their time to gestate.
3. Hell yeah or no. We each have ironclad authority over our characters and when setting scenes up as director. It's still fun to suggest ideas and yes and a lot, but no pressure. If it's not an obvious hell yeah, no need to push it.
The players are more important than the game. What is?
It just says that and then points up.
Oh, that.
That.
Oh,
Take
it's an
care-
Oh
arrow.
yeah.
I see. Take care of the real
This.
humans first, my friends. Let's be excellent to each other.
Excellent.
Yeah, and so now is the time when I'd like to introduce a safety thing that if you've played with me or watched me before, you're probably pretty familiar with. Now I'd like to do lines and veils, which is for those. I think everyone in the chat's pretty familiar with it, but for those maybe, or everyone in here is familiar with it. For those unfamiliar in the chat, lines and veils are a safety system whereby we define lines, which are, hey, this is a line I don't want to cross. I don't want this in the game. I'd prefer not to address it. And veils, which are, hey, I'm okay with this being in the game, but I prefer we throw a veil over it. We turn the camera away from it. We say, this thing happens, and then move on from it. So if you're in the Discord, there's a lines and veils channel where you can put down anything you'd like to have as a line or a veil. Note, anything you put in there will never be broadcast on the stream. So if you don't want to say it out loud, you do not have to. Go ahead and say that my default line, my go-to line is any violence of a gendered or sexualized nature. I'm also going to put as a veil mostly just because it's a soft no for me more than anything else, but because I know it can come up in the game, I'm going to say if there's a situation where we find ourselves in like a hospital, maybe steer away from portraying it as like a mental asylum or, you know, portrayals of insanity for horror.
Sounds very
Okay.
reasonable.
I tried to react with point up on one of them and almost reacted with middle finger, so
No.
I've got that going for me.
That's the struggle, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, and if you think of anything you'd like to add later in the game, of course, that's not set in stone. These aren't ironclad from the start. We can add or remove as we go along. Quick level set. What rating should our movie have? Indicate with your glowing cursors. Mutation and death is core to the zone, but the way it's told could be as much blood-soaked B-movie as magical realist spirited away. Are there horror or other reference points we're excited to see in this game? Is there any content we know we'd like to avoid? I think we kind of just did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna go with you guys.
Yeah, it's mostly gross.
Yeah, it seems like we're all mostly in agreement about the town. Okay. Let's choose characters. Each character will have an obsession, a phobia, and a reason they cannot go back to their old life. All these characters share one thing. They know the zone will almost certainly kill them, but believe it's worth it to fulfill their obsession. So now we choose which character we'd like to play.
Mhm.
That's if you've played before. So
I think I played the contractor before.
Yeah, I was the scientist last time, so I'm going to pick something different this.
oh, you guys have completely different ones. That's crazy. Wait, so real quick,
Ooh,
if I
it's a
click
shuffle.
on these, I can like
You can, if you click on it, you can view
Yeah.
what that character
Just don't click
is.
on. Just don't click on pick me, and you get a preview
Alright.
of what their deal is.
Yeah.
okay, because I am
And you-
foolish.
Ah.
How do I close out of this? Choose another?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
great
okay,
question.
okay. Yeah, there's a choose another thing on the left.
Yes,
Mm.
if you want to
Upper
back
left.
out.
Oh,
There's
oh,
another
oh,
button.
of course,
It is
of course.
it is innocuous.
I
I'm not
do
gonna
see
lie.
it. It's not real visible, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Actually.
Unless somebody really wants it, I gotta ask for the scientist.
Sure.
Sweet.
Cool. All yours.
I'm gonna take a shot.
Oh my god, there's a random name generator.
And some of the names are really A+.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Gecko goldfish just came up for me.
Dr. Clark Quirm. This is so good.
Because I'm not playing a doctor of any sort, I unfortunately shifted off of Dr. Igor Icepick, MD, but that was pretty good.
What? No.
Igor Ice Pick?
Never do that.
Jeez.
Oh, these are so good.
Yeah, there are a lot of good ones. Choose
Yes.
another. I need to.
Yes.
There are so many good ones.
This is a joy.
Oh my god.
This is so good.
Computer Ford. What?
That's your name now.
Computer Ford.
What's up, computer board? Alright, I just need to pick one. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and pick this. This one sort of spoke to me, so I'm going to.
Oh, these are so good.
This is just so ridiculously hilarious that I'm gonna be the entrepreneur.
Oh no.
Amazing.
What?
Why is
What
that
did I
a no?
pick?
Oh.
Oh, okay. I'll pick someone else. I'll.
No, I can.
No, you are probably already halfway deep in this. I was like picking something.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick the bureaucrat.
Amazing.
Oh my god. No way. Oops.
Because I have no idea how I'll do it, I'm leaning towards Chaplain.
Okay.
That sounds rad, honestly. That was like my second choice. I was like, that sounds good and weird. As a role.
Mm-hmm.
Chain of command. Probably a one-way trip. Why can't I go back? Oh. This is the hard part.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Should we be workshopping this stuff, or is this like something that we want to like reveal story-wise? How does this work?
None of this is like hidden knowledge. I don't think this is all stuff that we can.
There may even
reveal
be
to
an
each other.
introduction step coming up after we've done it. I think we walk
There
everyone
is,
through our
yeah.
characters.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, if you would like to seek workshopping, we can talk through. You can say like, hey, what sounds good?
That's cool. I actually didn't realize they had pull down menus, which is kind of cool.
I need to random name. G-Man Reaper, let's go.
Holy
Yo,
smokes!
these are all so good.
They're
What?
amazing.
I gotta admit, I'm pretty happy that the Chaplain got a random character name of Trinity Spender.
Oh yes, keep it.
So good. I do realize
Oh,
I am kind of just channeling the writer from Stalker, but look, this is a place
You
to
know
be
what?
indulgent.
Yeah, this is the way to do it.
Who has seen Stalker?
I have not.
Me.
I have
Yeah.
Most of
Watch
us
it.
then.
Yeah.
watched that with some friends recently and learned that's a
It's a
movie
very-
with. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
Oh, I was gonna say I learned that's a movie with a body count because they shot part of the outdoor section like in a river full of runoff from a chemical plant upstream.
Whoa.
Oh god.
Did not know that.
Like there's a scene
Yikes.
where they're all like on a river that's being shot from like a riverbank, and there's these like what kind of white wispy puffs of foam blowing off of the water and through the air. It's like, yep, that was chemical residue.
Wow.
Oh god, I thought that was an effect.
Nope.
In a sense.
Yeah.
Oh.
Practical effects, they call it.
Mm.
That's awful.
They were doing some Dogma 95 stuff like really early.
Oh man.
Use your environment.
Yeah. Turns out
I
Tarkovsky
was
may
just
literally
gonna
have died
say-
for his art.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I think it's the slowest movie I've ever seen. Maybe.
Is it?
I can't think of a slower one.
Oh my god, how do you spell
And
that?
it could just be subjective. It felt slow to me at the time because I had no idea what I was getting into. But it just felt like that movie lasted about a year and a half.
It is pretty easy going.
Yeah, it's not a boring one. It's like takes its time with stuff, but you know, you gotta.
Like the first time I even heard about that movie was actually seeing the clip of the rail car, and I was just kind of watching it with this weird rapt attention at like 1 in the morning in my college dorm. Like they've spent like 20 minutes just like kind of stumbling through this ankle high water trying to get this rail car started. Where's this going?
Yes. Nowhere. No. No, I
Yeah.
kid stalker.
Alright. Okay, that's kind of sick. Ridiculous.
Right.
All right, I'm done. I made some stuff up. Yes, sorry.
No worries. All right, so I'm gonna hit start game. It should take us to meet your characters. Let's go one by one and do some quick introductions. So I guess I'll start in the order I see on my screen. It should be the order we all see. I'll start with AJ, as you will be the next director.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my.
Tell us a bit about your character.
I am Penny Tesla. That's one of the ones that came up randomly. The entrepreneur out to profit from the zone, following the dollar, solving everything with technology, proudly disrupting the status quo. Certain that the center of the zone can satisfy your obsession, which is longevity. The one thing you can't buy is more time. Should we talk about the phobia?
Yeah, why not? We gotta help make it manifest when we're all doing scene setting stuff.
I guess that's true. The phobia here is being unable to overcome the challenges, too weak, too small. And this is a one-way trip, but you are going anyway because you cannot go back to chemotherapy.
That's...
There we go.
Next up, we have Carla's character, scientist.
All right. Yeah. Her name is Dorothy Quirm, which is just a great name, and I love it.
So good.
Excuse me. Pardon me. I've got a difficult throat phlegm situation. You're a distinguished scientist responsible for a number of key breakthroughs in your prolific early career, but you followed your theories to more creative fringes, and the academic field you once dominated has now rejected you as a fraud and a huckster. She has to come up with scientific theories, try to understand the zone, take samples. She is also sick, and she has ruined her career trying to cure herself in weirder and weirder ways. And her phobia is relationships.
Oof.
Please don't make me friends with these people.
Oh, they're doomed. What's the point? It's disgusting. It's just ghoulish.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
My character is the bureaucrat. I assume I'm next because it's
Yes,
Mhm.
you're up next.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm the bureaucrat named Samson Jobsworth. The career suit first entrusted with containing the zone. You studied it, secretly orchestrated dozens of clinical experiments on the locals to assess the risks. Now you've been cut off from them. You need to know what happened to them and the risk it poses to the rest of the world. So my role is to contain the zone at all costs and to cover my ass and finish what we started. So the main thing I'm going into the zone. I want to see like what's beyond the boundary at this point. You know, you hear so much of those rumors, and only how much of them are really true. My phobia is just the chain of command. Literally, just my boss just scares the shit out of me. And then I can't go back. I've been outcasted from my company because I was chastised for like weirdly being aggressively into like trying to run more and more of these experiments, and so it's more of like a punishment thing.
All right. So next up is me. I am the writer, Nicola Tangible, which is going to be my mech name if it ever comes to that. Thank you very much.
Excellent, excellent.
The writer is a renowned talent with decades of award-winning work on the international stage, but success takes its toll. I haven't managed to write anything in over 15 years. Tried everything, it's not working, and now even my fans are forgetting at me. I can't go out like this. My role is to tell the story of the Zone. It's all about the story. I can speak with the other, and it's about being remembered. My obsession is inspiration. I am looking for any muse that will get me writing again. And my phobia is irrelevance, ceasing to be unique and be forgotten. And kind of concordantly, I guess. The reason I cannot go back, the thing I cannot go back to is a life of parties full of shifting faces and hollow smiles and the fawning adoration of people who will forget my name in 10 years' time.
What if they've already forgotten?
Truly a fate worse than
sorry.
death.
Oh man,
Why do you think I'm here?
there's that phobia.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Finally, the chaplain, Michael.
The chaplain, Trinity Spender. Trinity was an army chaplain, strong in their faith even amidst the grim horrors of war. They came back, built a cozy and devoted congregation, but their own faith started to unravel. They were drafted by powerful organizations who believe the Zone is divine. So the Trinity's role is to notice moral dilemmas, highlight the limits of science, and check in on people's souls. My obsession, souls gone astray. Help those who have lost their paths, i.e., every last one of you. Nobody should have decided to go on this track.
It's true.
I have a phobia I'm hoping the Zone's not going to manifest, which is that life is meaningless and there's no one out there listening. This is probably a one-way trip. Probably a one-way trip, and I can't go back because actually my congregation is also aging out and dying off. The age of belief seems to be behind us. I'm hoping to rekindle a flame.
Right. Really, really extremely digging all these characters.
The name generator is just such a blessing.
Oh, it's fantastic. These all feel like names that could only exist in fiction.
Like, credit where credit is due. These are names.
Alright, so onwards. AJ was randomly picked as the first director, although you can claim the scene if you want. It's the start of the expedition. You are all at the Zone observation facility the night before you have to cross the boundary. This is a scene to practice the flow of the game. So AJ, if you want to, I think any of us can, but if you want to click or press 1 to start us off.
Okay, so I'm the director. The expedition has arrived at the Zone observation facility, and I decide what form it takes. It's either field tents, sandbags, and portable scientific equipment in a rugged no man's land, or a hulking steel and concrete complex with many sub-levels, so SCP type stuff, a rustic manor and farm just outside the boundary requisitioned by the FBC after the owners were not so lucky. Ooh. These are all cool. I think I want to go with the SCP. Kind of, it's a big poured concrete. Yeah, this has been happening long enough that there's a big building devoted to it. That's what I say.
Cool.
Right. Pick the location. Now we get a scene prompt to discover what the expedition meets when they arrive.
Okay, get scene prompt.
The director starts and ends the scene. There are 3 parts to a scene: setup, collaborative storytelling, and the ending. The director is in charge of the setup and the ending, facilitates collaborative storytelling by asking questions of the group. Questions on the card to come up with your own. Use the next scenes to practice the cycle and learn the key moves. Set up a scene, we introduce the location, decide which characters it's about. For this one, it's all of us. set up the situation described by the prompt, and in the future, describe how everyone got there from the previous scene.
Okay.
Director ends the scene
So
on
our
their
intro
turn.
is.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna read the
A
final
little
part.
bit more to go.
Yeah, the director ends the scene and their
Mhm.
turn when the prompt is resolved. In this case, it's when everyone has shared a rumor about the zone. Better to end a scene too early than too late. If you've gone off topic, end the scene. But for now, go into collaborative storytelling.
All right. So the night before, everyone's gonna share rumors. Practice asking questions, everybody. I'm gonna say that Penny's rumor is that the reason that the government has locked this down so hard is because there's rare metals in there that they're mining. And yeah, there's also the mutations are legit and stuff, but there's a lot more profit to be made here than there is danger.
I agree. Oh.
No, go ahead.
I agree. I think that profit is almost assured. There's so many bizarre hybrids and changed creatures out there that surely it must be just a wealth of pharmaceutical and medical benefits that we only have to tap into in order to just completely change the face of medical science. I think that I don't know why anyone's worried about this.
That's such a good point.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Penny.
Yeah. I think the rumors that Nicola has heard are that it's not that the previous expeditions could not be recovered, it's that they found something inside the zone that made them not want to return. I think he believes there's something in there better than any life outside the boundary.
Interesting.
I am so into that, actually. I want to steal it, but I gotta make up my own rumor.
You can build on it.
Yeah.
I could. But I don't know if a bureaucrat's that imaginative. I think he's heard maybe like the most banal rumor. Like, I want to even go as far to say like there's nothing wrong with it. Yo, okay, so the rumor that Samson has heard is that none of this mutation stuff is real. All of this is some sort of alien government cover-up.
That's great.
Nice.
So we're gonna blow the lid off this by going through the boundary.
I mean, that's the opposite of his job. He wants to keep the lid very firmly on it.
Well, no, like he's got to know, like he's like middle management, type, water cooler type of guy. Like, there's no way it's not alien, The world's got to know.
The frustration of that would be acute. Yeah, well, like the frustration of being like a guy who has to cover this up, who feels like, yeah, like, but I'm supposed to be covering it up, and you're not telling me what it is, so I don't know what I'm even covering up. How am I supposed to do my job?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's annoying as shit. No wonder you're coming along.
Extremely Jimmy Carter on his first day in office asking if we actually have aliens at Area 51. Let's see.
So, rumors that Trinity has heard. I think in a quiet moment, maybe over some coffee, while everyone is making sure that all of their gear is set, Trinity mentions that the one thing that he had heard and that helped to convince him that he should come out here is that people who have been living in the area outside the boundary have been reporting themes where they've felt like something was trying to communicate with them in a way that was hard to understand but alluring in its intensity. And so Trinity is of the opinion that something in the zone, or perhaps the zone itself, has a desire to communicate with us. And that setting up and maintaining the boundary is possibly a mistake, because it keeps us from getting to what is perhaps a divine truth hiding on the other side of the boundary.
Interesting. Okay.
Penny taking notes like charge entrance fee to zone on the back of this guy's crazy delusions.
Dorothy's like, well, it doesn't have to be, a deity. It can just be a scientific situation. You know that, right?
Sure.
Or an
Everybody's gonna
extraterrestrial one.
Yes. It's
Mhm.
possible.
Raises big eyebrow, bushy eyebrow.
He only has one.
The other one got burned off in like, no, he did so bad in his fantasy football league that like he lost the bet. Like, so he had to burn off one of his eyebrows.
Oh,
that was just
no.
before getting here.
That's rough.
Wow.
Damn.
Fantasy
Real
football is
frat bro
serious.
credentials.
Jobsworth.
God. Fancy League, the FPC is
Unprofessional.
brutal. Alright. When everyone has shared a rumor, click End Scene button.
Did we hear the writer's rumor?
Um,
Did I miss it?
Yeah, mine is that I believe that the reason the expeditions aren't returning is because I've heard a rumor that
Oh,
the reason the expeditions don't return is because there's something in the zone better than life outside of it, and no one wants to
Nice.
return.
How did I forget that? It's my favorite one.
I like that one.
Right.
It's good.
Yes.
All right. Now, any of us may click End Scene.
Like in the thing here?
Yep. Yeah. All our
Oh, down
controls
there.
are in the
Lower right.
bottom
All
right.
right. I'm
gonna
clicking
let
it.
AJ do it.
That's okay.
Oh,
Conveniently, Carla is the next director.
Wow. I guess I will become the next
oh my
director.
gosh. Next director hype.
Okay. Let's see. So I guess we're moving along. Yes.
About to start crossing the boundary. This will be split into 3 short scenes, one for each of the 3 key moves. Before we start the first scene, do a quick overview of all 3 moves. And those 3 moves are Take Stock, Something Isn't Right, and when we finally get into the zone, Not So Easy.
So next we'll do the overview, or
Yes, next
Next
will take
we'll
us
begin.
to the game is set to give us full tutorial.
got it. Alrighty. Sensory detail about the scene. Starting with you, every player adds a sensory detail about the scene, sight, sound, touch, smell, taste, or how your character feels. You can skip yourself if you don't have anything in mind. When everyone has spoken, return to collaborative storytelling. And here's the example. The expedition is walking through a forest in the zone, but Jeff, the director, is feeling a bit stuck. Jeff says, I'm not sure where to take this scene. Let's take stock. And then Jeff presses the take stock button and says, I'll start. There's a lot of these weird white flakes. Oh no. We were just
Oh
talking about
no.
this.
Amy says, the air smells like sugar. It's sickly but familiar, like a memory from the bureaucrat's childhood.
Somebody else want to take Turkin?
Oh yeah, and there's weird glowing moths.
On closer inspection, the leaves are the same material as the moth's wings.
Nice. Let's keep going. Those moths give me an idea. I was thinking. Okay, this seems real meta, but okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay.
And I believe
guess.
Take Stock is like a thing you can do optionally. We're not all required to do it every scene, but it's a good way to kind of like, okay, so what does the scene look like here? Where are
Just
we?
kinda
What's
set
going on?
scene.
Yeah.
Makes
Moves things along.
I'm gonna hit continue. And then the something's not right. The person who triggered the move says something's not right and what they think might be wrong. Another player says it's worse than that and describes how. The player who said something's not right incorporates the escalation and storytelling continues. So here's the example. The expedition has been going through the forest, but nothing's really happening. There's a lull in the conversation when Amy says, "Who is Amy?" Before.
I think I was Amy. Something's not
Okay.
right.
We
I
need
feel like the
continuity.
trees are watching us.
Oh, creepy. Okay, it's worse than that. The branches are moving. They're trying to grab us, and they keep getting closer.
I'm laughing nervously.
I am laughing nervously, period.
I think my scientists might not be able to resist trying to get a sample.
Dun.
Oh,
Okay.
misuse sample I've heard in a while.
Sample. Okay. So then the last thing is not so easy. When someone describes their character doing something not so easy, interrupt by triggering this move. Anyone can say it. You can even call it on yourself. The person trying to do the thing restates what they wanted to happen and then draws a not so easy card to find out if it does. That player then weaves the outcome and its complications, usually a mutation, into the story and play continues. Okay, read this example. The expedition has encountered a huge mutated bear that seems to have human features embedded into its bony head. It's blocking their way. Who wants to be Gion?
The bear roars at us. Its voice sounds like the surgeon. My chaplain thinks maybe she can rescue some of their humanity. She reaches out to try to touch its face.
That's not so easy.
I figured.
Oh, I saw like Price is
Okay,
Right
so
about that.
I'm trying to talk the bear into letting us through. Flip the card. The card says no, and you mutate into a new form. I should have expected that. The bear lets the chaplain touch it. As her hand touches its face, it suddenly horrifyingly starts to transform.
Wait, her
Ooh.
hand
Describe
was
the
a
rest of it.
face.
Yeah.
That's a good question, actually.
I don't know. Okay.
It's unclear. Oh no.
Well, and then you do the rest of it. Okay, cool.
I can't believe they called it not so easy, so that instead of not so fast. Imagine
Yeah.
how fun it would be to say not so fast
So weird.
every time.
Different genre conventions, I think.
Yeah, that's not so easy.
Easy. All right.
All right.
So I'm picking. Oh, I need to look at it. I'm picking the boundary itself is invisible, but its presence is clearly felt in its effect on the environment and creatures it intersects. Use take stock to quickly add sensory details. Okay, so we're looking at the boundary, and we're doing the take stock thing. Do I have to like click it? I have to click it.
Yeah.
What does
Yeah.
everyone see? Okay, I'm clicking it.
Oh, so that just brings up the card.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, I see. Okay. Well, whatever. I'll leave it up, I guess. Who cares? Okay. So, Dorothy, can sort of see as we look out over, the landscape. It's definitely subtle, but the plants start to get a lot taller as, across what she assumes the boundary is. It definitely, it's more haze in the distance than she expects. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I think there is kind of like, assuming we're kind of departing in the morning, I think there's kind of a mist along the ground that, curiously enough, doesn't really seem to dissipate when you step through it. If anything, it go in tighter around you.
I like the idea that maybe you can notice that you're leaving footsteps in mist, like footsteps in snow.
It's
Oh,
fun.
that's nice.
That's good.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, yeah, like I was thinking like it would be this like super duper dense, but like it doesn't like ever really rise above your ankles. It almost feels like snow, but the eye test says it's dew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As we get closer to the boundary, there's a smell that's like ozone. Like if you've ever been near like a model train or something with sort of exposed electronics, that smell. It's not really like a burn smell. It's just like an electric smell, and that's what's in the air around the immediate area of the boundary.
Okay. So let's see. We have taken stock, and then we end scene before entering the boundary. So we don't continue doing more stuff. We just sort of. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is.
Am I correct?
Correct. This is a
Yeah.
scene meant to introduce take stock and give us some visuals as we start to enter the boundary.
Check. Is this? I hate to be a pain, but do you mind if I run to the bathroom? It's been an hour.
Oh yeah, go for it. Actually, how's everyone doing? Do we want to take a real quick like 1
I mean,
hour?
the cruise, like,
bathroom break?
I could go.
Couple
for
minutes.
12.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll go ahead and
Cheers.
use this on the stream then.
Thank you. So I guess we
And-
need to end scene.
Yeah, we are back.
Hey.
So
Ooh,
Go ahead and end that
the
scene.
The screen turns all yellow and stuff. Do another. Wait. What?
Alright.
Oh, another scene. Oh, right, 3 scenes. Gotcha.
I'll click.
Next
Alright.
move.
Click an end
Something's
scene.
not right. Oh no. What
Alright.
happened?
Wait, what?
I don't know what just
You
happened.
gotta go back.
Are we like out of sync now?
Future.
No, it says it's Heretic Souls.
That's weird. Oh shit, did I click end turn after you
You
had
might
already
did,
clicked it?
bro.
Oh shit, I'm so sorry.
Hey.
We just skipped through the not so easy, but I bet we can do it manually because we can interact with the not so easy card, right?
Oh,
That's true.
Can we?
Yeah.
Even like out of, you know.
Wait,
Maybe
it
not.
should
It's
be
not-
here now. Yeah. Oh god, I'm so
Looks like he's
sorry
got
about
Oh, there
that.
it is.
Yeah, we got it.
Okay.
Okay, well before we do that, let's start with something's not right. So we're in the boundary now, but something's not right. Let's go ahead and pull that up. So Baloney, if you wanna
Earn you
take this
robbed
one.
from me. No.
There we go.
Yeah.
So the person, something's not right. The person who triggered the move says something's not right, and what they think might be wrong. Another player says it's worse than that and describes how. The player who said something's not right incorporates the escalation, and the storytelling continues.
So we're moving through the zone, and something's not right.
It's Baloney's call. What's not right? I think.
Yeah, you can take the call and what's not right if you want to.
Oh wait, we're moving through the zone. Oh, just like that. Huh? Okay,
Yeah.
so we're moving through the zone, and as this we walk into the taller ferns and grass. We feel you start to get. At first, it just feels like it's just brushing up against your legs, but then you sort of. But something's not right. It feels like the grasses and the ferns are sort of attracted to you.
It's worse than that. They sort of stick to you.
They're adhesive.
Yeah, they're like they like sway in and cling.
That is worse.
Ooh.
Oh no. Okay. And we keep walking through this as it clings to us. At first, it's a minor annoyance, an inconvenience even. But as we get deeper and deeper, the ferns start to get stickier and stickier, and eventually, it's getting to the point where, in extreme cases, it's peeling off skin from your legs and your wrists.
Yee.
As you walk through. Continue. Okay.
So, we get now to making it through the inner boundary, the inner side of the boundary, and entering the zone. But it's not so easy. Not so easy is a little bit special. You want as many as possible. The
Whoa.
more not so easies you get while alive, the more control you'll have when you finally play as the zone after death. You must earn at least one in each scene to be allowed to advance, except in fate scenes. Yes, you can trigger not so easy on yourself. You should. It's a great way to get mutations. That weird anomaly, you should probably try to touch it. But now, find a way to put someone in a not so easy situation so we can try the move. So, we have pressed through the plants that seem to be clinging to us and, like, almost peeling little bits off of us as though to discourage us from moving any further, but we continue to push through.
They're
think,
just taking samples like me. They're not trying to discourage us.
Well, I think if you're trying to take samples, it's not so easy.
Dun dun dun.
Oh.
You're right. It's very. Honestly, the stickiness is making it really hard for me to get them into the sample jars.
Yeah, so when someone describes their character doing something not so easy, interrupt by triggering this move. Call it yourself. Person trying to do the thing restates what they wanted to happen, then draws a not so easy card to find out if it does. So this is important. Carly,
Okay.
you would click on
Yeah.
the draw because this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take samples of the sticky plants, but click here to draw a card. Yes, and I guess small but noticeable mutation. I'm so excited. Okay, and then do I click on this to get the mutations? Oh, I do.
No,
Um,
over on the left, I think it says you can come up
Eh.
with them or use the cheat sheet.
I'm gonna
Yep.
use
For
the cheat
ideas.
sheet because this is new to me.
Cheat sheet's fun.
Okay, yeah, I love this. I have brought it up, but you cannot see it. Apparently, it isn't only you can
That's all right.
see.
I have brought it up.
Let's see.
We can
Oh,
bring it
this
up
is so fun. Wait, what? A body part or emotion with one or two, man. Good heavens. All right.
What's the sticky point do?
Wow. Gracious. Okay. There's a lot of choices. I'm going to suggest that the hand that I was trying to scoop a plant into a jar with is now kind of secretes the same kind of sticky material, and it's got sort of unsettling green veins going up my arm, and
Ooh.
That's so good.
That's great.
You have unsettling
Just-
green veins going up your arm.
and sticky hand.
And sticky.
And a real sticky hand. All right.
Maybe it's a voluntary sticky hand. Maybe it isn't. I don't know.
So you have
Something to
resolved
experiment
that.
with, scientist.
Yeah, and you notice that now you have the
Oh,
little
you know
counter underneath your name has gone up by 1. So
Yay!
having more of those
Oh.
means you get to have more of an more influence on the person who eventually makes it to the center.
Cool.
Assuming you are not the person that makes it to the center. If you are, God help you.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
But in spite of this, we managed to push through the boundary and enter the zone. I think I will go ahead and... I mean, does anyone have any thoughts on what we see, smell, hear as we kind of finally push through the boundary and enter the zone proper?
I was actually kind of amused at the idea that perhaps Trinity, not being much of a outdoorsman, would have been taking in the view and sort of enjoying the splendor, the way that the color and the light in the sky seem to be filtering through the tall plants and ferns, and didn't realize that his backpack containing all of his supplies like brushed up hard against a bunch of freestanding clinging grasses, and now has to try and wrestle his entire bag of supplies back from it. It's like two arms trying to tug the thing free, and no matter which direction he jerks it in, it seems like it's getting more and more entangled. But that's food, that's medicine, personal Bible, all the good stuff
Important stuff.
is inside that bag.
Dorothy's
I
just
wanna-
looking at him and shaking her head, just kind of like.
You got a knife?
No, I didn't think to bring a knife. Does anybody have a knife?
I have a knife.
Do you
Yeah.
mind terribly cutting that free?
What's it worth to you?
What's it worth you? Heartless.
Wow. Brutal.
I cry out.
Not even through the barrier.
I'm just saying, I think that if I, cut your pack free, then if there's ever anything I want out of that pack, I should get it.
That's reasonable.
One thing.
Not reasonable. Listen to yourselves.
I really worry
We're
about.
not even in the zone, and you guys are talking like it.
Really worry about what this insatiable greed on your part, this need for acquisition, is doing to your soul.
Well,
haven't
you worry
even-
about that, and I'll worry about getting you free if we've got a deal.
We haven't even
Okay.
entered the zone and this is trophy dark already.
Why ramp up slowly?
Yeah.
But I think you'll find that cutting it free is not so easy.
Oh no!
Aha.
Da-da-da-da.
All right, so I'm pressing this button down here.
Yeah.
Okay, player, click here to draw a card. Oh, I don't manage to do it, but my failure has unexpected positive consequences.
And
Oh.
enemies.
So I've lost my bag because you
No,
can't cut
I
it
don't
free.
think so, because the unexpected positive consequences I
Yeah.
get to choose, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't manage to cut these grasses,
Uh-huh.
but as I'm hacking at these grasses, they stop clinging, and all the grasses stop clinging. It's like as soon as we started attacking them, they all just kind of let go in
Oh,
sort
wow.
of like a
Oh,
reaction.
nice.
Can my hand get unsticky?
That's
Mysteriously?
That's up to you.
No.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is up
Maybe.
to you. And big is up
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
I think it should. It's still green and weird, but I think that it should suddenly become unsticky along with everything else.
Oh, so like your hand is so in tune now that it gets the same shared command to
Oh,
back
I was
off.
thinking,
or-
what
Ooh,
if she's
yeah.
what if she's even going a little beyond that? She's even a little empathetic towards like
The
the
plants.
plants.
Oh, yeah. Leave
Mm.
them alone. Yeah.
Nice.
Well, they're leaving us alone, so I can leave them alone. We're good. We're all good.
We're all good.
I'm into it. You
Right.
get a mutation.
So I guess when you're done, you can.
And I get a mutation.
Yeah.
It doesn't say you got a
you?
mutation.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, I
doesn't
mean,
say.
it doesn't say, but she has the 1+. She has the 1+ thing at the top.
Yeah,
That's
I don't.
just for resolving it. I think it
Oh.
would
Yeah, that is
call
that
out-
is you took a not so easy card. I mean, personally, I'm never gonna say you're not allowed to take a mutation. If you just want a mutation.
I
you
wanna
you
take
signed
it.
up for cool mutations, by all means.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, I'm gonna assume that since it didn't tell me to take one, I shouldn't take one, and we'll.
Yeah, I was just confused
Alright.
about the symbol.
Yeah.
No worries.
Not convenient.
Yeah, that's just like basically a token counter, and the more of those tokens you have, the more sway you have at the end of the game.
I see.
I think Trinity, just amused, kind of flips open the top of the backpack and makes a grand gesture like, help yourself, I guess.
The Bible's
let
in
you-
there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you know when I need something.
Okay.
Thanks.
A favor then.
Yeah, it's a favor.
Favor. I like favors.
Nicola's just been quietly writing, taking notes on all of this. In fact, pointedly not getting involved in anything. All right. Anything else anyone wants to add, or should we end the scene?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right.
Feels pretty
Yeah.
good.
Michael, you're up next.
Okay.
Oh man, I forgot to do this during the scene.
Move
Damn.
to the first location beyond the boundary.
You are now.
You are
in-
now
Yay.
in
Yep,
the
go
zone. The next few scenes will be about exploring the zone, developing your characters, and most importantly, being very irresponsible. Remember, you will need not so easy cards for the endgame. Have your characters do plenty of things that would make it necessary to say not so easy. Mutations await.
Woohoo!
Real Dark Souls starts here.
So we have arrived at the school.
Ooh.
Got to choose from one of three kinds of schools. One, rust and mosses covering everything, so the Silent Hill school. Pencils neatly squared next to open notebooks, chairs neatly tugged in as if the class could come back any minute, the Marie Celeste school. Or the outside is undamaged, but everything inside seems to have been reorganized, as if a giant magnet had waved over the school.
These are all fun.
Dang.
I like number 3.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of that one.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So I think as we're walking through hit scene prompt, I guess. There we go. Someone strays because of an anomaly.
I think we gotta take stock to see.
Yeah, let's
See
do
what
that.
they're
So,
saying.
Yeah.
Good call.
so I'll kick things off. So I think we find this abandoned school and decide to see what the local effect of the zone has been on it. And from the moment that we walk in the front door, we see that every piece of furniture, its metal components, they've all been dragged to, say, the south side of the building, as if a giant hand had shoved them. Their student desks are actually in drifts climbing up the south side walls of classrooms. And in some cases, we can find metal objects like strings of paper clips still pinned in place to the wall, even though there's no apparent force acting on us, as if metal is still being pulled in that direction.
I think.
think-
Oh,
You first. You first.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good. I'm good.
I think that the wall that everything is shoved towards also has a series of slight indentations of child handprints on it.
Ooh, nice.
What do
Ooh.
what do
think-
the handprints look like? Like what made those marks?
Like as if like as if a child made a handprint in sand, but it's in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And I think
You can see it. It's right there. Take a photograph. It'll last longer.
I think the wall that it's coming from, I like to think is like bowed in, sort of like noticeably. So like you can see like cracks in the chalkboards, uh, and stuff like that, and like posters sort of ripping, where they were in the middle of these bulges on the wall.
I think a strange effect that comes in when we enter the school is it's almost as if there is not even so much a sound dampening, there's just a different audio character inside the school. You step inside and it's almost as if the sounds outside fall silent, as though the only sound are the sounds inside the school.
Oh,
That's fun.
A Penny drifts towards the north side of these rooms and feels like a sense of repulsion. Like maybe it's not that something drew all those things south so much as that they were pushed from the north.
something's
Which-
not right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you'd say
Don't
that.
say.
As you push your hand and you feel that something is you do feel that level of repulsion, uh but as you get closer to it, the feeling gets stronger and stronger, like as if like there's some sort of like, I mean, some obviously magnetic thing, even though you have no metal in your body, but it feels as if some sort of like magnetic repulsion is pushing you away from a certain point on the wall.
Okay. Who wants to go? It's worse than that.
I got something.
All right.
It's worse than that. Your getting closer triggers a reaction, and the wall actually cracks, and a bunch of metal bits of furniture and scrap come pouring out through the open things, striking you and carrying you to the south wall.
Wow.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And whoever else is in the way, I imagine.
Yeah.
Right. So, right, yeah, so you sort of you're feeling around for like the repulsion, and then bam, it hits you. The wall cracks. Uh, like like we just described, pours out metal. And instead of necessarily coming at you with a force to like push you and crush you up against the wall like you were bracing for, you instead are you instead have this like it almost feels like as they get close to you, they are also being repulsed. So at worst you get some small nicks on your arms, but just the intensity of everything going on around you, it's jarring and frightening.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Whew. Well then.
I think Samson looks at that and he says, "What the fuck?"
Well put.
Like I do imagine like a couple of us. I'm like maybe I'm standing in the room with Samson, like us saying, if this were a movie, it'd be like an overhead shot of us standing in the room, a bunch of like metal detritus around us, but it is like, curved like on the floor. There's just these kind of clear curves of space around us at like a rock parting a stream, and we're both standing like mostly unharmed. Like, what just happened?
Dorothy's gonna go up to where Penny is and hold a paperclip up to her to see if it like sort of run it over her body to see if it's pulled towards her or pushed away.
Oh, it's not that easy to go over there and just test with a paperclip.
Oh, it isn't, is it?
Oh,
Do you have to click on not so easy, or do I have to do
yeah.
it?
Anyone can click it, but the person who's going to be affected
says
by it draws
The
the
person
card.
who's doing
Okay.
the acting, yeah.
All right.
So restate what you're trying to do.
Okay. Well, I just did it a second ago. Yeah. All right. Here we go. No, it doesn't work for some reason. Oh, I can't. I can't get close to her. She is repelling me a little bit, let's say. I'm going to take this literally and say that it pushes me towards Mr. Shoot, I've forgotten the
It's a roll.
oh yeah, the jobman, the
Bureaucrat.
worker. Yeah,
Bureaucrat.
bureaucrat,
Oh, yeah.
thank you. Yeah, I've forgotten
All right, your last name is Jobsman,
the
isn't it?
names. Yes.
Yes, jobless.
Thank
It's
you.
really good.
It's perfect. So I'm gonna say the force pushes me away from Penny and towards Mr. Jobsman, and I'm
Fucking
startled by this. Like coming close to Penny is now has some magnetic force to it.
I once again like see you sort of like being hurled across the room towards me, and I once again say, "What the fuck?"
Well, it's clearly some kind of magnetic field. I don't know why you keep asking that.
It's just blowing my mind, yo. I can't be.
How is this
understanding
magnet? Are
this.
you made of metal?
Exactly.
Not
You
to my
got, like-
knowledge. Are you?
I think we
No?
all are, maybe. Like maybe it's just a us thing.
I know I called you robotic back at the facility, but this is a bit ridiculous.
Womp womp.
So our prompt was someone strays because of an anomaly. I think while everyone is
Oh,
what
yeah.
the fucking, Trinity slips out the classroom door and tries to go around to the other side to see where the wall broke open over there
Oh.
to see if there's any visible clues or anything that could have been triggering in the neighboring room.
Well, that's not so easy.
It's not so easy to get out there.
Ooh.
Yeah, when you circle around to the next room, what
Right.
happens?
All right. So trying to navigate to the previous room. And
Ooh.
okay. Cannot make it to the other room. The zone mutates me in a way that triggers my obsession. Well, my obsession was let me go ahead and close this and remind myself what my obsession was.
That nothing
was
is
around-
out there.
Souls gone astray.
That's
Help those
phobia.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Yeah. Souls gone astray. Help those who have lost their path. So I think the mutation is Trinity had the idea that he wanted to help shepherd this group and keep tabs on everybody to make sure that everybody's soul stays intact and nobody gets lost. And I think to that end, he sprouts multiple eyes around the
Whoa.
crown of his forehead to be able to keep a better view on everything.
Okay, like a
Yeah.
halo of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
Like Carlos said, why escalate slowly?
Yes.
This is good.
Are those connected? Can you move them individually?
So you hear some shouting from outside the classroom because this
I
is
have
obviously
to-
very disorienting as Trinity's mind has to learn how to map and parse input from so many more visual directions than previously.
Hope those eyes all
Whew.
have eyelids.
Yeah.
Great point.
Man. Samson looks at him and says, "Man, that's a sight for sore eyes."
Oh my.
That doesn't merit a what the fuck?
Nah.
Criteria
It does
confound
merit-
me.
It merits a what the fuck, but I thought of a pun, so that supersedes what the fuck.
Ah, I see. I'll bear
Understandable.
this in mind. It's a very interesting algorithm.
Yeah. Look, this is what chain of command does to it. This is what chain of command does to an MF, so.
After one chain of command.
This is your brain on chain of command.
Ooh.
Does
Dire.
anybody want to help me get out of this thicket of metal stuff? Like, hey, Ryder, you want to put down a pen and come over here and give me a hand for a second?
I think I do, like, I go to set down the pen and it kind of, like, I set it down like a counter and it kind of falls off and, like, rolls across the floor towards you. I just kind of look at that for a second, like, oh, okay. And I'm gonna go try to kind of, like, help you pull yourself free. I'm gonna go ahead and say for myself, I don't think that's so easy.
That does sound
I was
valid.
about to say the
Mhm.
same thing.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that on myself. No, and the zone mutates everyone in the expedition.
Hooray!
What the fuck?
Nobody wins.
Boo!
You have to figure it out. Is that how this works? When do we all mutate?
What's happening to all of us?
Yeah, how
Yeah,
do
that's
we all mutate?
okay. That's a great question. I think the mutation that we experience is going forward. Everything tastes slightly of metal. The air, the water in our canteens, the rations that we brought with us. Maybe it's all like slightly different. Water has a slightly coppery tang to it. The air, as you like suck it in through your teeth, there is a kind of irony taste, almost like blood. Our rations have a weird sort of tang to them, almost like you are biting down on a lesser version of the like biting down on aluminum foil sensation. Everything that passes over a taste bud feels metallic in some way.
Okay. Cool.
Samson doesn't immediately recognize this, so therefore it does not wonder what the fuck.
Come on, Samson, say the line.
It's
Say it,
been
Samson.
one scene.
Okay, so you were not able to help me. What did that failure look like?
Well, so you had what, like a bunch of metal stuff sticking to you?
Sort of pushing me up against the wall, yeah.
I think maybe what did that look like? I think maybe it's like while trying to kind of pull you free from it, I like slipped and fell into a bunch of it and had to kind of like wrestle myself free, and maybe by the time I got out, you were kind of like, it's fine, I figured it out. Everything's still kind of sticking to me a bit, but I'm out now. No thanks to you.
Okay.
They call me metal taste buds bureaucrat.
That is what they call you. I don't know how they figured it out, but
Everyone at the
Pressing,
office,
really.
you know, it's Samson metal taste buds bureaucrat Jobsworth.
oh man. Every time they say it, all of it.
Every
The
time.
whole title, man. It's part of my job description. If you
All right.
see me
Samson
on,
Steel Tongue.
Any-
Samson Steel Tongue.
Your Christmas party makeouts are gonna be real special this year.
Oh.
Any other thoughts on the scene?
I don't think I have any.
No, we're
No.
not.
I think we've passed the point where we're just shooting the shit and we've gone off topic.
All right.
I think Trinity with his new halo of eyes would just sort of come in and suggest calmly to everybody that it's time that they move on and that he can lead the way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Trinity,
Okay.
I'm going to ask you to follow this pen with each of your eyes,
Okay.
one by one, so I can see what your range of vision is.
I also want to see this.
Can you roll them individually?
I think so, but we might want to do this test outside.
Hmm.
This,
If you say so.
This area is not good for any of us.
Clearly.
Also, that is my pen that I dropped. Thank you very much. Plucking it from your fingers.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the scene and move us on.
All right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn next. Do another scene in the school or move to museum, but we just decided we're going to get out of the school because it's not treating us very well. We're going to move to a museum. Alright, so it's either a sweeping natural history museum with realistic dioramas, an art museum with stolen artifacts and old paintings, or an oddball specialty museum where an obsessive private collector hoarded an emporium of things. Why did they mean so much to this person? Wow, this is a tricky one. Let's do a specialty museum of medical history oddities.
Whoa.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Stuff you don't really want to think about having been used on people to do things that shouldn't have been done to them. Yeah, it's that kind of museum.
Why
We-
did
Oof.
We signed up
Why
for
did
the
this-
close to rated R, so this is what we're doing.
Yep.
So why did someone gather all this stuff together? What did it mean to them? Is there a
Fine
plaque
question.
about the founder of the museum?
There's a soft pedal. Oh, they wanted to, honor the history of science and remind people of how far we've come and stuff. But the subtext of it kind of is like they had a morbid fascination with this stuff and also a deep distrust of medicine. And we're kind of like, see what they do?
Mm.
All right.
Very
So we're gonna get the scene prompt for this oddball museum. Someone's gonna try to keep a secret here. All right. So, oh.
Who's got a good secret?
Hmm.
Must
I
not
think
be
I think
revealed.
Samson does.
Oh yeah?
Ooh.
Because his whole thing was he took that sadistic pleasure in sort of running those experiments and ordering those experiments to happen. I don't think he wanted that to get out.
Ah.
All right. That's good. I
Is
like
Samson sort of forced to face those feelings while seeing all
Yeah,
of the
how?
similar
Yeah, like-
experiments that are in
like
the
seeing, like,
exhibits?
Yeah, by like seeing like deformed skulls and all of these like crazy instruments, he sort of comes to grips with sort of this reality that, oh man, this is kind of what I did, but he didn't. Yeah, it's sort of what he. Yeah.
it. He's looking around in horror at all these things, going, "Oh man, I'm into this."
I think he is kind of into it because like he's like, so this is what happened. I think it's a fascination more than like a feeling of grief.
Well, I think it
Alright,
goes
so
with
he's
that
trying to-
saying that something's not
he's trying to-
right.
I think you're right. I think that's correct.
Okay.
The boy's not right.
Yeah. So, other than the obvious, ooh, I think
Alright.
actually, yeah.
Something's not
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah, I'll start with. There's a lot of things in jars, sort of preserved in formaldehyde and so forth. And as we're passing by, it seems like those things are moving.
I think it's worse than that. And
Oh,
I think
it
it's
is?
Okay.
Oh.
I think it is. I think it's worse than that because I think the things in jars are, there's I don't know how long we're saying it's been since the zone kind of first formed, but I think there's, a good thick layer of dust over everything.
Oh yeah.
Everything in this museum, except the jars have very clearly been here less time than the exhibits. They're newer.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, can we say that floating in one of them is an ID badge from the same department the bureaucrat is in?
Ooh, that is saucy.
It's just the
Creepy.
ID badge, or like the ID badge in a hand or something.
Yeah, it should totally be a hand that looks mysteriously like his hand.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no.
Hey.
He said it. He said the thing.
Yeah, you said blind.
All right, I think naturally Samson is very eagerly, even sort of. I guess maybe eagerly. He's got pep in his step, but not like he doesn't want to make it too obvious that he's like super kind of into it. He's walking his way towards it. He's gonna.
But
kinda think
it's
he
not so easy.
It's
Oh
not.
no. Okay, so he's walking toward it, and wait, click here. Oh, I get to walk. Success immediately triggers a much more serious change. If it's a creature, it's not their final form. So wait, a much more serious challenge. Oh, a challenge, not change. Success immediately triggers a much more serious challenge. If it's a creature, it's not their final form. Okay, so
Kind of a creature. It's a hand.
yeah,
What
it's
is
a
your-
hand.
Yeah.
So as he I like this. So so walking toward this wall of jars that has like this array of jars. I'm looking at it and I'm sort of tunnel visioning on this. I don't realize that and then as I'm walking I hear a crash. and then and I look over and I see a broken jar full of formaldehyde and a weird thing, an organic thing, unable to be deciphered at a glance, come out. And then I hear another jar fall. I see a similarly formless thing. I look in front of me and I see the hand moving and punching the glass, trying to get closer. And all of these things are now starting to move towards us.
Towards you.
I guess, yeah, towards me, I guess. Because, yeah, I kind of definitely took the straight path. I wonder, how do I even deal with this? So, like, as these things, they get closer, and once they're exposed to air, they start to grow in size. The hand turns into something much more. These things in these jars start to sort of coagulate and get closer to each other, even, and they start to form a single horrible being. That I guess it's not really able to see or communicate. It just primally, like, tries to punch the shit out of me, I think. And
what detail about them makes it so that you recognize who they were and what expedition you sent them on?
Ooh.
There we go.
This is the secret that's coming out.
Oh, yeah. I see around the left ankle. I see that distinctive striped bow tie that one banker who is in loads of debt got into. I see that plastic eye coming out of, like, the shoulder that mob boss that the mob boss had. You know, I see, like, parts of, like, decomposable bits of them that were like their signature.
Mm.
And I'm
Well,
like,
they're upset with you.
yeah, they are upset with me, and they begin to chase the shit out of me. And I'm gonna hightail it. Like, I think instinctively I run towards the group because Samson's a coward, and he's convinced that someone is gonna deal with this that's smarter than him.
I think
All right. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think, like, seeing this, maybe the writer has already ducked around a corner as you're running towards the group. Nick, like, reaches out around a corner, grabs you, like, by the scruff and pulls you around the corner and claps a hand over your mouth and is like, "Shh, should be safe here."
Oh. So yeah, the hulking mass keeps walking.
I think Trinity, with their goal to help souls that have gone astray,
Oh.
would
Oh no.
put himself in between you and the creature, and, like, their eyes are now, like, haloing and spinning about them. Like, some of them are raised off, like they're no longer just embedded in flesh, but some of them are
On stalks?
floating.
floating.
No, I was thinking floating.
Whoa.
Like in orbit, sort of created of energy, dust, stray metal, bent paper clips, like metaphorical eyes.
Oh.
I'm coming to join you. I have noticed that this thing has brought itself back to life, and I'm assuming that it has some kind of, like, genetic ability to regrow and reform, and
for sure.
I want that. And so we can kind of come up at it from two different sides, and I just want to, like, try to clip off just a finger or something and just get a sample, because this could really be it. This could be really important.
So much of that is not so easy.
Oh yeah? You think so?
I'll say.
No, actually, you know what? I think
Do we each get
to it.
Do we each get a not so easy?
I think. Well,
Good
I think
question.
your intent is obvious. You wanna sample, but
That's true.
what is the chaplain's the goal
I
in
think-
this?
I think Trinity is doing something along the lines of, like, a protective, you have no power here.
Oh.
Okay.
This person is
That
under
also
the
could not
Lord's
be so
protection. Yeah,
That also could not be
Because-
so easy.
we can go in sequence.
Here. Okay. Oh, I can do it. I have to reveal something about my character's past. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna say that like I am going up to it and saying, "Give me your hand, give it to me," and just sort of like absently, like I don't expect it to respond, but it does, and and um it says yes, doctor, in like this terrible, sepulchral voice, as it's trying to make words, and I recognize um the voice as belonging to my old boss, my old um lab mate, who had previously gone into the zone and never came back. And I'll say, "Excellent, Edward. Well, you always were very compliant. Thank you." And clip off the end of the finger. Can you regrow that? I would hate to inconvenience you.
Oh,
Do you know, Edward? Uh, we do miss you back at the lab. No one ever really could organize the beakers the way you could.
what a beaker
Oofa.
organizer! What a champion!
You want to hit a not so easy for the chaplain?
Yeah,
Chaplain.
because the
Yeah.
chaplain,
Chaplain's doing some weird
hella
shit.
not so easy. You shall not pass here. Just standing in front of it, in front of
Mhm.
Edward,
Right.
apparently.
So the chaplain is
Part of it's
attempting
Edward.
one tiny bit is Edward that still recognizes the doctor. All right. So does the chaplain succeed at trying to keep this monster from being aggressive towards the rest of the party? Yes, but they mutate even further, triggering a much more serious challenge.
No, you mutate more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zone mutates the chaplain even more.
Amazing.
Hate to be that guy.
So maybe while maybe the Edward part is being chill, but the rest of it is just not.
Mhm. I'm trying to think of like biblical angel shapes, right? Like totally weird
Yeah.
physiologies.
They're sort of
I mean-
circular. I mean, you can do the little wings. You can do weird, creepy
I
little
was-
wings.
I was definitely thinking the wings would be sick.
Yeah.
You know, okay, here's something even weirder. What if Trinity's forearms actually split and duplicate so that Trinity's got 4
Whoa.
hands to hold the creature in place?
A
Absolutely.
whole new meaning to forearm.
Yeah. But since it triggers a much more serious challenge, I think that this creature is more powerful, and it can't be contained by just this new physical change that Trinity is doing. And it was initially focused just on the bureaucrat, but now that it's being physically restrained, I think its anger at being restrained is helping it focus, and it is now more determined to injure more than one of us,
Ooh.
Oh.
regardless of whether or not we have a past or connection to it.
All right.
Well-
I'm gonna say that while this is all going on, Penny is like got the knife out and just kind of looking at this thing for a place that might structurally collapse it, because it seems pretty rickety. So I think I found a spot where I could maybe break a spine or two.
Disassemble it again.
I don't think I could disassemble it again, but I could structurally harm it so that it collapses
Mm-hmm.
at least for a little while before it can assemble itself back up again. So I'm sort of sneaking behind it while you're grappling with it to try to do that.
It's very not so easy.
Yeah, that's certainly not so easy. So let's see how this
How does the
works.
backstab go?
Oh, this doesn't work, but
Ooh.
I am mutated with a gift that may be helpful in the future.
It just gives you more money. You now have a money
Hooray.
picture on your wrist.
It drops a credit card.
Yeah.
Just ATMs in my palms that shoot out cash.
Like Spider-Man.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
exactly.
You cut it, and a really expensive scarf comes out. I don't know what that was doing in there, but it's really nice.
Ooh, I guess it's
Yeah.
mine now. One man's scratch, another man's treasure.
A red Conte on Florence scarf shoots out like a spurt of blood.
Yes, exactly. It's like a magician trick with a scarf, except that
Yeah.
it's, you know.
You see,
Really
and,
gross.
somehow an
I think-
entire bottle of Remy Martin 1738 comes out.
Good lord.
Oh well.
Here's what I
It's the
think
zone for you.
happens. So Penny sinks the knife in, trying to get it through a sort of spine area, and her whole hand just goes into it. Like there's no
Ooh.
resistance. In fact, it kind of is sucking her hand in.
Mm-hmm.
And when she pulls her hand back out, the fingers are sharp on the ends. Like
Ooh.
the knife is gone, the fingers now have the knife
They're
qualities.
knife-like.
Yeah,
That's
knife-like
fun.
fingers. So on that hand, just kind of like pointy ass. Yeah. Exactly.
That's badass.
Pretty good.
Got razor fingers.
Yeah.
Molly
And I-
Millions.
Yeah,
think-
Molly Millions, or what was the one from the X-Men? Was it Lady
That's
Oh.
just
Strike? Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody's going to Freddy Krueger when we're doing a horror game? Come on.
Gender's on.
Well,
We're very
Alright.
strict about
Okay.
Fair.
gender roles when it comes to knife-handed characters.
Oh no.
obviously.
Okay.
Okay, so I think crazy idea. So in order to, I think yeah. So what Samson wants to do is he wants to get the thing's attention again. In order to try and get us as far away from this piece of shit as possible, because he still thinks that he's like the main focus, and he's seeing all like the harm and damage. And so what he does, he throws, I guess like just like I'm trying to think of just something that would be in the backpack, like maybe like even like a metal spatula or like a pot that would like use for cooking
Sure.
to get its
Well, you're-
attention. And
Your job is to control and contain. Were you given anything by the company
Mm.
that's true.
for containment?
Maybe even a gun.
Ooh. Just
I
throw the
think, yeah.
gun.
Yeah, I throw the gun.
Oh my god.
No, definitely. I am going to try and shoot this thing, and I guess like the main goal is to get its attention and try and like get it stuck in a doorway.
Hmm.
Like as it's chasing me.
So
Okay.
get it to see you as the primary threat, despite the other two party members physically wrestling with it. All right, that sounds
I
good.
mean, there's a lot of challenges to this, so
There are.
clearly you need a not so easy.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on. I would rather take a car.
It sounds so
What could
be
straightforward.
easier?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
just,
forgot
you
you
just
walk in the
shoot
car.
in one. No.
I forgot you established that you are a sharpshooter and also Indiana Jones.
Yeah, don't you remember? Come on, no.
God.
I'm the what the fuck guy. No, so I'm gonna go ahead and click this. And
Yeah, hit it.
so is this, so to clarify, is this for the whole action or just the one? I think it should be for the whole plan.
I think so
Yeah,
too.
sure.
Yeah.
Because
Otherwise,
otherwise,
it'll
like,
just
getting,
last forever, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh fuck.
It didn't
It doesn't work. Okay. So
Alright, so we need a quick review of everybody's phobia. Mine is
Yeah.
being weak and
no
small.
one else is left.
Mine's friendship.
I think mine was irrelevance.
Yeah.
You're-
Let me check.
Wait, what was the entrepreneurs?
Being weak and small.
I mean,
Weak and small.
that seems like it'd be pretty easy to trigger since you were just fighting with it.
Mm,
Assume
Yeah.
that, assume that the bullet hits it and it just flails and just flings you across the room.
But it mutates
Well,
him. It mutates Samson.
Yeah, Samson's gonna
Yeah.
mutate, but oh right, Samson's mutation has to trigger your fear of being small.
Your
So
phobia.
I think it could either trigger my phobia by like Samson gets very big and strong and I'm weak in comparison, or it could trigger the scientist's phobia of friendship by like combining with her somehow or linking to her.
Ugh.
I'm
Oh my
just
God.
saying.
Good.
That would
I'm
freak her the fuck out.
I'm just saying those are some possibilities.
Wow,
I really
that's
like
fun.
that.
Let's do that.
I'm into that. I want to look at
Skin
the.
friends.
All right, cool. I think then the way this probably manifests is, uh, uh yeah. So
Come on, give
I
me good
think
stuff.
we can read each other's thoughts now,
Oh my god.
and
Oh.
we can we're empathetic with each other, like real empath shit.
Yikes.
Oh my
And
god.
like we share emotions and thoughts as one person.
This happens like let's say you touch me or like push past me or something as this happens, and immediately the scientist goes, "What the fuck?"
It's
Oh,
happening.
man. It's happening.
I think
Then
that's
she-
sick.
Just shrieks like, "This is horrible."
Oh,
This
God.
is horrible.
Yeah, it's rules.
Okay.
All the
so that
party
happened.
members to share a mind with.
Oh no!
Oh,
It's not
man.
like that.
Is this how
Suddenly,
Samson's
it
secret
happens.
comes out, like, becomes completely undeniable? Like, does the scientist blurt out what she has just learned about him? For sharing
Oh,
thoughts?
I can see
Ooh.
that.
that's interesting.
Because you have been trying to keep a secret this whole time.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
just spilling out of your pockets like so much
So
spaghetti.
she'd be like, "Stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about how you sent so many people here. Jesus, what's wrong with you anyway?" Like,
Look,
Why
you
are you
don't
so
have to
into
say
this?
that.
Why are we so into this? Now you share it. Oh no.
Oh, no.
no!
Oh,
I think
it's horrifying.
and now you get to share my horror at a close relationship. So
I think
that's
it's-
interesting.
I don't think it's so much that like we meld into one person as much as it is that like we are linked now. Like we are linked in a very serious way.
The scientist is gonna be like, "I'm just gonna get used to this, and then you're going to die. You know that, right?"
One of us is.
Yes, well,
You
I
know
hope
what?
it's me.
if you can't beat them, may as well join them.
Ugh.
Congratulations, you two now literally share a single brain cell.
Well, the family
to
brain
take
cell is
turns.
gonna be doing this today.
It's working overtime.
All right, how do we get out of this museum? And
I
away
don't
from
know.
This thing?
Well, I
Well-
have a suggestion, which is that I think the writer is the first one to bail. I think the writer, like, as we're all kind of piling on this thing, like, kicks ineffectually at it a few times. And then maybe, like, makes eye contact with someone for, like, a split half second before just turning and bolting, like, not pulling anyone behind him, not asking for help, just being like, all right, I'm the first out. You hope you're behind me. Good luck.
I've
But
got
it's not
to
so
advise
easy.
you-
Yeah, he breaks into a sprint through the museum, which it sounded
Nice.
like someone suspected would not be so easy. He goes running through the museum, trying to
Oh.
escape safely, and
Jeez Louise.
I'm unsuccessful in doing so, and the zone mutates me, causing an extreme loss of humanity. Ooh.
Oh no,
This
the
museum
chaplain's
is
gonna be
messing us
interested.
up.
You just
Yeah.
turn into a book.
you just
Yeah.
turned into a like weird medical instrument.
I mean, I think what happens off the bat is, like, the writer tries to escape, and, like, he's maybe, like, running along a second floor balcony or something, and the floor beneath is rotted and just gives out underneath him, and he plunges through it and into what? Plunges through the floor and lands in, ooh.
It's
What's
a
gross?
hydrotherapy
What's gross?
tank. It's a hydrotherapy tank that used to be used to basically do water torture on people to
Oh,
try
God.
to cure them.
What if it's an orgone box? Huh?
Oh my god! You know what?
That made
That's
me
better.
unhappy.
Twitch TOS, Twitch TOS. Oh, but I'm trying to think of what, like, an extreme loss of like a 0 to 60 mutation here
That's-
is.
Fear.
What about like a collection of? Right, so I once went to the Hunterian Museum in London, which is full of medical oddities. One of the weirdest things that I saw there was experiments from the early days of transplantation where they were just trying to find out what you can transplant and make stick.
Oh, I know
And
what
there
you're going
was-
for.
There's a rooster that had a molar stuck in its head, just to see if a human molar could grow and be maintained there. It doesn't look like it turned out well for the rooster, based on what I saw in the
Ooh.
exhibit.
Yeah, not really. I
But-
thought you were going to talk about the. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the like dog heads that they just attached to various other things. It was just ghastly,
Ugh.
Yeah,
hideous.
So I have an
could
idea.
You could have
tumble
some more
into-
heads, is what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I mean, so the idea I have is I maybe like crash into another like display of like preserved organs or whatever, and I am like severely cut off by like glass and metal and splintered wood and stuff. I'm in bad shape. Maybe someone like comes and helps pull me out of this. And I think what it is I just have too many parts now. And here's the thing: it's not a uniform thing. I think it's like between every scene, I roll on a random table to see which parts I have too many of this time.
Yes.
So I think it's like you pull me out, and it's like I'm in like a pile. The writer's in like a pile of wood and metal, and someone like reaches to pull him out, and like one arm reaches out, then a second one, then a third. I think maybe like when getting checked out, the doctor's like, "Hold on, let me make sure you don't have any internal bleeding or anything." Okay, your lungs aren't punctured. That's good. Your heart's still beating steadily. In fact, you seem to have 2 of them.
They're both okay.
Yeah. And it's just periodically, like, eyes going down his face instead of just in 2 spots on it, mouths where they shouldn't be, extra legs making it hard to move. This is not a boon. This is just like,
Yeah.
writer's just kind of fucked up now.
An
Amazing.
overstuffed torso with too many organs
Yes.
in it.
Yep.
Amazing.
Okay.
Excellent. Dorothy's fascinated by this. Extremely.
Still,
gonna-
I mean, we do have a thing chasing us, presumably, still.
Oh, or did it get shot?
Did it?
Did
It
not.
got
I
shot, but
failed.
I
that
don't
didn't-
know. Oh, right, it
failed.
failed. Of course. Alright, yeah, you're right. We should move it.
Yeah, technically, I think we still had the chaplain engaged in hand-to-hand wrestling with the thing, though was probably outmatched.
As one must. I mean, one must wrestle with angels.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That's what I hear.
Man, we really.
Yeah. What else can we do? I mean, I've already kind of taken a swipe at it. You're trying
Let's-
to grapple with it.
I mean,
Let's take
Try
stock.
to shoot it.
yeah.
All
Let's
right.
take
Okay.
stock. Or we
Sounds
could
cool.
end
Sounds good.
scene and.
Yeah,
Run
because
something.
like the nature of the game is that if the chaplain wants to say, "I break free and run," like you could do so.
Yeah.
There is no like combat rule holding you there.
Yeah. I don't know how interesting it is to just like to nitty gritty every little
Yeah.
like, oh god, now it's between me and the door.
Hold on, I'm
But-
getting the Morkboard combat rules out. We're gonna do
Got
this. No,
Mhm.
I'm kidding.
Okay. I was really excited.
That's a different stream.
Scene in a month.
Yeah.
How about Penny sees the rider go, and after the rider sort of crashes through some things, the scientist follows after and does this examination of him. While that is happening,
Everyone starts peeling off.
yeah,
And
Penny's actually grabbing you and pulling you away because that actually does not seem necessarily in character for me, but maybe I'm just not thinking selfishly for a change. Man, this place changes you.
Instead
Actually,
of
maybe I
daughter,
just want you
maybe
to stop
gain it.
antagonizing it. I don't know. I think you're making it worse, so I'm pulling you away from it and
Well,
trying to
what
drag
you really want is in the center of the zone. So anything that moves us
That's
towards
true.
the center of the zone,
Yes.
where you can get your wish.
Right. All right. So basically, grab you, pull you, maybe swipe at the thing with my now razor hand
Mhm.
if I have to get it to detach from you and pull you along so that we can get out of here.
Sounds
That
good.
probably works great.
You're directing. You want to end the scene?
Well, I mean, I feel like that should be a not so easy. Come on.
One last not so easy.
Yeah.
One for the
I
road.
mean,
Sure, if you want.
And yes, it succeeds.
you go.
Ooh.
Oh, but I'm
Ooh.
mutated in a way that can be hidden from others.
Also fun.
All right. All
Could've
right.
mentally bonded with you.
Keep the
Yeah,
hive
we're-
mind growing.
A weird
Just
mind
all
meld
in a
thing that
weird
happened.
mind meld.
You're suddenly filled with thoughts of fantasy football and efficiency numbers.
Oh God.
So it's
Oh,
only
boy.
you. You're the fulcrum here. This is real. You're the only
I'm
one who
gonna-
shares.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense to tie
Really?
it into what's already happening. So, yeah.
How do they not know?
They don't know because it's one way in my case. I can sense
Oh.
them, but they can't sense me.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Wait, so is this everyone?
No.
No, I can sense the scientist and the bureaucrat only. I can sense the link between them and what each of them are thinking and feeling. That they
Wow.
can't sense me, and I can't, at this point at least, I can't sense anything from anybody else.
Ooh.
Interesting.
But that came with a success, so yeah.
So you get 'em.
The chaplain and I separate from this thing. You know, maybe I rake some claws across it to make that happen, and then we book it out of that room, join the rest of you, as we are picking up the writer and all of his extra parts and leaving this place and ending the scene. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, leaving the museum.
Ta-da! It's okay. Let's see. We're still at the museum. Do another scene in the museum. Shall we move along? Let's move along.
Let's
move
move
along.
along.
That was a good scene.
Okay. Yeah.
We all got at least
Uh,
one not so easy out of that. That was a good scene.
So this
Yeah.
is campfire. Should we take a bio break?
Yeah, I think
Sounds
if
like
we're
a
gonna
good
take
idea.
Yeah.
one more quick break, this would be a good time. It's also been about an hour since the last one.
Awesome.
All right, everyone in chat, we're taking a 5-minute break. And we're back.
We're back. Hi, back.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so we're totally at the campfire.
At the campfire. Now this point is the most dangerous part of the zone. Soon characters will die, but for a few hours you are safe. Go around and each share your theories about the nature of the zone.
Let's do.
Samson's like, the zone is fucked up.
I must concur.
I mean, you knew that already, right? You sent people here.
I mean, look. It's that I didn't know what it was. The reason I sent them here, okay? That's the
And
reason.
you liked it.
Okay. Okay. One of us should know this. Okay? You got some explaining to do yourself, Missy.
The scientist was blurting it out loud.
Oh, I forgot that part.
Very fine. I mean, a lot has happened. It's perfectly understandable that you wouldn't remember that your deepest secret has been revealed.
He gleans and says, touche. And he thinks about how Marshawn Lynch ran for 50 yards in one game. And how that was a super impressive game for him on the Raiders.
Stop making me think about football. I can't believe you. I'm gonna think about the periodic table all night if you keep doing that.
Oh, make me bark more.
Dire.
I think this place is important.
Well, I sure as hell hope so.
It better be. I
Got
mean,
rid of-
Well,
I guess what makes you say that?
I think a new world is being born here, based on the behavior of those plants and the way that they were animated and acting in concert, the way that minds are starting to become shared, the way that some of how we thought science works seems to break down here, the way that matter previously dead is reanimated. Many of the things that we thought were true based on science are being brushed aside, and a new order is coming into being here.
I don't like it.
I think something very important is being born here inside the zone. A new
agree.
creation.
Science, one must remember, can accommodate any number of new findings. This is how it's supposed to be.
I concur.
I don't know that stuff in the museum was dead to begin with. I mean, it was in jars. That doesn't mean it was dead and preserved. That could mean it was preserved alive. We don't know what all Samson's little friends have been experimenting in here and what they've got going.
And what is death, really?
Because I
What
don't
is
know
life?
if you noticed that those jars were new. Like, all the other stuff in the museum was old and dusty. The jars, spanking new, gleaming lids. Those had been put there very, very recently.
Trinity thoughtfully strokes at his chin with 2 sets of hands.
Nicola with like knees tucked up to his chest, 5 arms wrapped around his knees. Sort of like, well, if what we saw back there is any indication, death means a lot less here than it did outside. What if that's what's here? What if that's why none of the previous expeditions returned? What if what's at the center of the zone is a world beyond death?
I mean, fingers crossed.
Well, Chaplain, do you think that if there's a world beyond death waiting for us at the center, is it paradise or hell?
The mind itself makes a paradise or hell out of circumstance. I'd hope that with us being able to spend time together, talking, coming to grips with things that we've done in the past, we can reach a sort of personal peace that will help ensure that no matter what we encounter, it will be a paradise for us.
The writer smugly nods and says in a smug tone, I see you've also seen Jacob's Ladder.
I can't believe your reference writer is Jacob's Ladder and not there's nothing either good or bad but thinking makes it so from Shakespeare.
My goodness.
What I studied in school, that's perhaps especially egregious. Whatever, I'm still paying for that master's degree, it's fine. What?
Boo. Boo.
Too real.
Oh.
Super real. That's
Well.
that's what's at the center of the zone.
Ugh.
Is college forgiveness.
Oh, God. That'd get me on an expedition.
Right?
All right.
Take it all behind. All right.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I'd settle for a state beyond death, or, yes, life past it of any sort, because, given my physical state, I've only got a few months before it comes to that anyway, so I'm willing to find out what there is at the end, and it's got to be better than nothingness.
Oh, hey, you two. And I'm like holding out a fist for a fist bump. Terminal buddies.
She does not fist bump you.
Oh, no.
Not capable of
I
doing
wouldn't.
that.
Oh, no.
What? Is it just because the fingers are super sharp? Come on.
Samson leans in to Dorothy and goes, I wouldn't fist bump her if I were you. Wait.
Wow, rude.
Samson, please don't touch me. It's bad enough.
And I think you two deserve each other.
Nicola's like, well, if it comes to that, I'll make sure I'll make sure both of your stories are told.
How?
We're all making it through this.
You better make me look good or I am gonna sue. And if I'm not around to sue, my estate will sue. My lawyers are very well instructed.
Oh, say no more.
Say no more.
Don't worry, your estate will be very well compensated for this. You or your estate. Sorry, got ahead of myself. Didn't make assumptions.
Yeah. Just, man.
Should we pray or something?
Oh, good heavens.
I mean, we've got a professional prayer guy up in here. I don't think it's a bad idea.
That's what I was thinking.
Alright, then for anyone who's interested, I think Trinity will go ahead and lead some sort of formal prayer.
Oh my god, he
anyone
can
wants
hold
to-
each of our hands at once.
Mhm.
Oh, he can! Yo, I didn't even think about that.
That's a
That's
great,
next level. That's the meta.
that's such a great visual. It has to happen. Just each of his eyes blink shut, rotating slowly around his head. He bows his head to pray on behalf of the expedition, hoping for everybody's success and that we all find peace.
That's great.
I think Nicola does like sit and close their eyes and incline his head, but refuses to hold hands.
Mhm.
Ah, party pooper. Get a load of this guy.
You got so many hands to spare. Why don't
Yeah,
you
I
just
know,
give him
right?
one?
So that's part
You
of
could-
it. I think part of it is on top of the writer probably being like a bit of a sacrilegious shithead. Like I think there's also a little bit of resentment in him of like, oh, so you got the blessings, you got the crown of eyes and the angel hands, and I got a mess. I got the alcoholic's liver. I got a different alcoholic's liver. I got someone else's bum leg. I've got too many fingers. I
Just
can't
a
even hold. I
licorice
can't even
all
hold.
sorts of limbs.
Yeah, I can't. Too many fingers, so I can't even hold our vaguely iron-tasting dinner correctly.
I
I
forgot
think it's
about
sort of.
that.
I think in the writer's head, it's a little bit of like, no, you want to pray, go ahead. whatever blessing was given to you is passed over me.
Damn.
Damn, that's deep.
I mean, there's only one way to opt into it.
Oh, come on, I've already got so many accounts. You have to come up with a new password. Does this one require special symbols?
Time authentication.
I think thinking about the writer's self-pity is probably a good point to end the scene on.
Yeah.
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 Let's do.
Ah, shit. It's me.
It's you.
Alright. You are now entering the much more dangerous part of the zone. Characters will start to meet their fate and become one with the zone. You're past halfway. This is a great time to take a few minutes to stretch, get snack, drink some water. Anyone want to do that right now?
We just did.
Psych.
Yeah.
Alright.
Damn.
Is this public? Oh, it is public.
Yes,
it
we
is.
are all seeing this.
Oh.
So the chaplain's gonna die. They
Wow.
cannot be stopped by not so easy cards. Only another player asking to claim their fate, even after the scene is underway. After death, Michael will continue playing turns as the zone.
Works for me. Marked
Alright.
for death.
Marked for death.
Oh man, it took the player turn away from
Oh,
me. It's
yeah.
the second time this has happened.
Because I'm dying, it made me the director.
Hey.
Your character must die here. So, are we at a containment facility, now clearly failing at its job? Clean rooms with broken doors, torn hazard suits, all the cages wide open. Are we at a testing center? Instruments, eye exams, child growth charts. This feels a lot like where we just were. Vats of organic material and petri dishes are everywhere. Their contents going out of their containers. That's pretty close too. I think we're going to go with the containment facility.
That's chill.
Clean rooms
Yeah.
with broken doors, torn hazard suits. All the cages are open. All right, what's the scene prompt? Something helps a character see the true potential of a mutation. What mutation in a character or around you have you only scratched the surface of? What if this mutation was 10 times stronger?
Ooh.
Who's got a good idea about a mutation?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really trying to creatively push the limits of like the metal taste.
Hmm.
Okay.
Like, I like.
Should we take some stock?
Yeah.
Kick
that
us off
sounds-
then about
So,
the metal taste. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the metal taste is less of more, since it wasn't necessarily like it was magnetic, but it wasn't, the magnetism wasn't strictly versus other metals. So
Yeah.
that magnetism might be some sort of more auric, or like lets us sort of taste and sense different auras like around us in a more broad sense. It's not just a metal thing, it's more of like a metal detector, but for something else.
Interesting. We could
I mean,
have radar for some kind of thing.
auras are basically electromagnetic.
That's
Like,
true.
that's what's really being photographed, I think, in Curlian photography, this aura photography. So, I think it's legit to say that, you know, if you can sense something metallic, you are getting into having electromagnetic senses that would let you sense beyond metal and into things like, you know, anything that's alive has electricity in it. So, yeah, that's
So there's a sensory detail, right? On the next morning after arising from camp and heading into this area, everybody notices a glow around absolutely everything.
Ooh.
You can see an aura on each other. We can see fields that seem to be coming from us, connecting us, flowing into the plants, into the buildings.
you can see the tie between the scientist and the bureaucrat, like Dorothy and Samson
Mm.
have like this pulsating back and forth field in between them that is connecting them.
Do we see yours?
Yeah, can we see it going towards you too?
No, I think that my like aura is just like bigger, maybe, and so it's sort of like that's how I'm able to take in what you guys are thinking. Because I've just got
It's like they're just in your orbit.
they're in my orbit, exactly.
Interesting.
was also even thinking maybe we can see those like if a glow is strong enough, we can even see it through walls.
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
The closer we get
See,
to each
some-
other, or the closer we get to a living thing, the louder like a hum we can hear, maybe. Almost
Yeah.
like a-
Yeah,
like a
definitely.
That would be
generator
like
somewhere.
our seeing through walls. Yeah.
Yeah. Like power lines.
Is that a something's not right? Are we picking up a presence here that's broken out of one of the containment cells?
Oh, I don't see why
Ooh.
not.
Could be.
That sounds badass.
Let's
I
do
think
that.
that we're so used to this morning getting in touch with the limits of our new powers and being aware of each other and other things that we're almost shook when we get like this stomach churning sense of something immense in the basement of this containment facility.
Ooh.
Something that we can't tell how big it actually is, just that it has a field that is so wild and full of energy that we can tell that there's something powerful down there, even as we're approaching the building.
Right, because we know that the field doesn't necessarily correlate to the size of the thing. Because
Mhm.
like I'm not appreciably bigger than any of you, but I've got a bigger field for some reason. So, but I mean, there might be some mouse down there that's just like super mouse.
Oh, that would be crazy.
Damn.
Who's gonna pick up part 2 of this move?
Oh yeah, it's worse than that. Okay, it's worse than that. I think the easy thing here is just that we sense it moving towards us.
It senses us as well.
Oh yeah, sure.
Ooh, yeah.
It's
There
two
you go.
ways. All right, then I think as we're aware of this thing, we sense it coming towards us. We can't tell the path because it's underneath the floor that we're on. But we start hearing things like doors being flung open with great force, and what sounds like the pattering of a bunch of fleshy feet on the floor.
Ooh.
Good enough.
Should I share what my idea actually is?
Sure.
Do it.
Yeah.
What if this is an entire merged centipede being of a classroom full of kids, the ones that had their hands on their
Hey.
on the wall?
Ooh,
That's fun.
That is bringing it
Okay.
around, yeah.
You know what I was thinking for this, just to freak out the squares, is the whole mutated combined class. It should be mostly invisible.
Nice.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just-
We can see
Would
the
see-
aura, and we can like pick out like some edges, but we
We
mostly
can't see
don't
where
have
it
to look at
physically
the
is.
details. It's just like a force and a mass.
I like that. I like it.
That's dope. I'm also doing that. Maybe at least.
I'm into it. Is that still beneath us, or is that coming like up towards us now?
It, like
think it's-
oozing up.
Yeah, I think it's coming up from the lower floor to us, and we sense that we don't have much time to do something.
All right. Let's see.
I mean, I don't know if there is a spiritual element to this, but Chaplain, do you have any insight into this, like, into what we're seeing and perceiving that might help us determine what's coming for us?
I think what the chaplain senses, because he's been trying to take care of his flock, just recommends that everybody get out of sight. And I think, oh, I know what it is. I think the chaplain will try and find a dead spot somewhere. If this was a containment facility, maybe there's materials or a space that blocks this field.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe we can find a particular like airlocked area that you might be able to get within.
But I think it's not going to be so easy to find a shielded place for the chaplain.
Thought I knew where it was.
So in trying to sense where it was and herd everybody there to keep us ahead of the monster, it works, but it has a
Hooray.
dangerous unintended consequence for the entire expedition. Alright, so what I think happens is we find a giant containment room where the door was ajar and it looks abandoned. There's scattered papers, clipboards, a two-way mirror or whatever, but we can all collectively sense as we approach it that we can't sense through the wall, just through the open door.
Mm.
And then I think the chaplain sort of moves everybody in there and then realizes that because this was part of an experiment, the door can't be shut from the inside, and makes a sacrifice move to close the door, staying outside. This also means that you are now all locked inside
Yes.
the facility
Oh
while
man.
the invisible classroom monster
Does
comes up
whatever
from
they're
below.
gonna do.
And I would
Oh my
say that you can't sense what happens out there, nor can you clearly hear it.
Oh my
Just
god.
a bunch of weird thumping outside as of dozens of tiny feet and hands and some sort of a scuffle, and then silence outside the other side of the door.
Well,
Jeez Louise.
well.
It says die and end scene, so if I was actually trying to make that my character's death, it seems like maybe we're supposed to move on from that point.
That's a
Yeah,
good
but
death.
we can do
Yeah.
another scene in the same location.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so-
You don't. The
Yeah.
next GM doesn't have to move on,
Right.
so I'm gonna go ahead and kill myself off.
Amazing.
Captain's now one with the zone.
So continue to take turns as the GM, but Trinity is gone, and I get a free not so easy card to use in the final judgment. Okay,
Woo.
sweet. So it says, yeah, I transition into embodying the zone, so I'm still going to help out with ideas and whatnot. And then I should be reading everybody else's cards to keep working on incorporating them. Got it.
Mm.
Right. And we are still at the lab.
Mm-hmm.
I think we do it. I think we do another scene in the lab.
I think so.
Yeah,
too.
unless we just Goku teleport out.
Yeah. So we're stuck in this containment zone, and our scene is someone discovers an anomaly and tries to hide it from the other. Why does one of you see this anomaly? What makes the anomaly worth hiding? Does this have anything to do with us getting out of the cell, perhaps?
I think it probably has to. Honestly, this sounds like a.
But-
Well,
but
it
if
could be
it-
any of us.
Well, so here's the thing: if it does involve that, why would they want to keep it secret?
Good question.
Very good
Because
question.
we're all buddies.
Hey, Samson.
Obviously.
Samson, why does this place remind you of something that you oversaw in one of your superior's notes when you were sneaking around in their office?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a
Mm.
fucking good question, mate. It's the fact, the part that reminds me about it was as we were rushed into the scene, or into this room, I noticed there was like in the door frame, even though much of it had been covered in debris and age, the door frame that you opened up, the sides of it were this clean copper alloy, and once we got inside, it was padded and painted to be a different color. It's coated in some sort of insulative material alongside the copper lead mixture. I don't know if they can bond, so if there's someone who's sciencey, don't kill me.
Actually, no, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm happy you don't. But outside that copper and lead mixture alloy, there's some like protective like putty that's been scraped across the entire room.
Okay.
So
Maybe we should remove it, or.
maybe we should.
Well, I guess I'll get my scalpel out.
Yeah, nothing like I try to scrape it off with the butt of my gun.
I mean, I think I'm well equipped for this because I've got a whole hand for it.
You got
Oh,
screws.
that's
True, yeah.
Yeah, just like do a nails on the chalkboard, rake down the wall.
Oh, I hate even thinking about that noise.
That's why you should have hidden the anomaly, so we wouldn't have to listen to this.
Oh no, but this isn't the anomaly yet, I don't think.
Oh yeah,
No,
you're
this
probably
was
right.
just
Yeah.
something that he recognized.
You're
Yeah,
right,
I think
right.
I think Penny, it would be evident to you that there's no way that your tiny little hands are up to this task.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I heard that there might be a two-way mirror or a one-way mirror into this room, and I think if we see like a glass mirror, presumably I guess it would be silvered to make it one way.
I
Yeah.
think you're
I'm trying
right.
to think of what could insulate us, or I guess what happens is that the room that it like is behind the mirror is also lined with this copper lead alloy so that it's also insulated. But I'm gonna like break through that and see if there's an exit there, like we can open that door.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna go
Try and break the mirror.
try to break the mirror with I guess a broken chair that's laying around. And I'm guessing that's not so easy.
Yeah,
Mm.
probably
I'll go ahead and
not.
call it on myself. And I succeed, but I can't do it
Wow.
alone. I need other characters to help. So I just start slamming against this mirror, and it's like barely cracking every time I hurl the chair. And I'm like, somebody, anybody.
The
I
writer.
go, don't you have a gun to the bureaucrat?
Huh. I don't know if it's a good idea, so take cover behind whatever's on the ground.
Okay.
Sounds
And
fun.
I cock it, aim it, bang, and yeah, we see the window split. Now we can sort of now we can punch holes through it or peel it off, however we wanna.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Bang.
Let's bust through it and get out and look at the aftermath of the chaplain's struggle with the children who
He's definitely alive, by the way.
I see. Let's assume the children have wandered off because I feel like we
Yeah.
don't need another direct encounter right this second.
So which one of us sees an anomaly, like, at the site, at the scene of
it needs to be
chaplain's
right
encounter?
on the chaplain.
Oh, absolutely.
Is what it
Which-
needs to be.
Which one of us sees it?
I mean, I'll see it. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna.
I
Let's see.
can't-
I
It kind
think.
of has to be Nicola or me because you two can read each other's minds, so you wouldn't be able to find it.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking what would
But
be cool is like
It is
what if
tries to hide.
It does say
I think-
try to hide. So
I
As
would-
opposed to succeeds.
I thought it'd be cool if
I have an
like we were
idea.
in on some secret together.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's
then
fun.
you guys should
Nicola-
do
You
that.
do it then.
Well, Nicola, I mean, I didn't have anything in mind. It sounds like Nicola had something.
I think I have an idea, which is I think that we find the chaplain's remains, and I think Nicola still sees a halo of eyes, like circling above, floating above where they were, like
I like
floating above where they fell.
None of us are reacting like we see anything. We're
We're
just
all
like,
just-
oh man.
Yeah.
We're like,
he
oh
looks messed
no.
up."
And
That's
I think
ghastly.
And I think I think the writer's reaction to the reason the writer tries to hide this is like the writer's like, well, whatever blessing Nicola had, or whatever blessing
Yep.
Chaplin had,
There
maybe
it
I can
is.
take that for myself.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
go get it.
persisted. Maybe I can
nice.
keep it.
Go get it. Might not be so easy though.
That's true. I'm gonna try to like see if I can basically like hold this halo of eyes made out of dust, light, detritus, whatever, up to
See if
my
you can
head,
take
place it upon my own crown. Yes, and
You
the
Nice.
zone
fucking got it,
mutates
man.
you, granting you a powerful gift the others simply wouldn't understand. Holy shit.
This rules,
Nice.
actually.
Fuck, yeah.
Fortune
let's
favors the
see.
selfish.
Mhm.
Oh man, that's insane. I need to start. Although I
Grabbing
know as soon as
shit.
I do it. Yeah, I need to start. Yeah, just like, oh, that's an interesting wall.
Oh boy, what the hell's a powerful gift in this scenario?
I mean, you're getting a halo of eyes, so
That's
pretty
true.
sweet.
I was also thinking the other thing that would be a powerful gift is, you learn. Well, no, that they wouldn't understand is the part.
So I think maybe
Oh.
what I can. So my thought is actually, you know what? Go ahead. I'm open for suggestion.
What if the powerful gift is the chaplain's certainty? Like, what if, you suddenly are like, oh, I know this all has a purpose, or something like that, because we
Yeah.
sure wouldn't
As
understand
the
that.
skeptic,
Yeah. So that's
And-
that's
as
actually
the skeptic, you find belief.
yeah. That's not too far off from what I was kind of thinking, which is now suddenly I can see the entire path laid out ahead of us. I can see everything that lies
Ooh.
between us and
That's
everything
great.
that will happen from here to the center of the zone. With one notable exception, I can't see the center.
Mm-hmm.
of course.
Of course,
Oh,
how could you?
naturally.
That's
Of course
just
not.
great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I grab
You
a
no
wall.
longer have to fear anything that's coming up because you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's a lot of fun.
Into it.
I say
Right.
That's a good wrap up.
That's what I was
Right.
gonna say. I think that's a good scene to end.
Ending scene.
Uh,
And
Can I just, I'm gonna grab the chaplain's backpack just because I want to put a button on that whole, I can take
You
one
owe
thing.
something.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
I guess I get the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Uh-huh.
That's so good. I'm gonna grab some lab equipment. I'm gonna just whatever's around.
I would not so fast you right now if I could.
We can. Okay,
Oh,
can
shit,
we
I'm
not
sorry.
back out? Oh.
I clicked too
beans.
fast, yeah.
Oh.
Well, let's do it. Should we do it at the start of the next scene or?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't
That's
think.
fair.
I don't think Samson grabs anything.
If you guys want to fit another scene in at the lab, we could do it.
Yeah.
That's
It
an
can be
option.
short.
Yeah.
Okay,
Real
yeah.
quick.
Real quick one.
Just our way out.
Okay.
Well, we're not gonna do. I think we're just gonna.
We don't have. We can ignore this prompt if we don't want to do
Okay.
it. If you just
Yeah.
want to do a quick, not so easy.
They're
Alright,
not so
let me-
easy. There's
Oh.
not.
It's not
Or
so
some
easy.
things aren't.
I don't think.
Um,
I like to think though. Yeah, you say what you do.
Oh,
Aha.
I got some cool. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna say that. So since it was a containment facility, I'm gonna say that I tried to I tried to pick up a cage, like one of those humane traps that you catch raccoons in, because I was like, well, I could try to get some creatures in it once we go outside, and there was still some kind of thing in there, which is probably not particularly recognizable. And let's see, what's a helpful way? Let's see. How about it was actually a plant-based thing in there instead of an animal, weirdly. And when I touched it,
Does it do
It-
something with your sticky hand?
yeah,
I was
basically.
trying
I
to
just want to
describe
build on my sticky plant hand. I was thinking that like I suddenly like touched it and my whole body became leaves and fell to the ground and then reformed, and I was like, "Oh, that was odd."
Ooh.
So like
Ooh.
so like so theoretically I can hide like or camouflage myself well.
Oh.
I'd also recommend maybe that in the same way that the plants all seem to communicate with each other and that everyone is increasingly feeling their way through fields, you're now more attuned to the local plant life than
All
anyone
right.
else.
I'll take it.
All right.
Fine by me. Not gonna say
Okay.
no. All right.
I was
Sweet.
I was gonna say being a containment facility, I was probably gonna try and find some of the more armed solutions
Oh.
here.
Oh,
I'm thinking. Yeah.
Clearly, you need a not so easy for that.
maybe you do.
Yeah.
Or something's not
Well, where are
right
you
with
gonna
you.
look? Like, where are you gonna look for that stuff?
I mean, there were security officers, right? Like this was very clearly an important area that
Mm.
I would know that because in the bureaucracy, like I know like that this was one of the locations in it,
Mm.
even though they tried to scrub it clean.
So maybe you went to
Like,
the security office in the lab to try to find some security
Something-
measures.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
that
you definitely need
presumably,
it not so easy there.
presumably so. Whoa.
Oh, so I would say the blueprints were less than trustworthy, so I end up wandering aimlessly. Uh, I'm trying to think of like the weird sadistic like what would he want? You know what? Like, cause he wanted to see it for himself. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Mm,
And you have a fascination with the macabre.
In a way,
So
yeah.
what if you just say that you want to see more people suffer, including in the party?
I was
Whoa.
I was thinking about the suffering, but I kind of like taking it to the party.
Like you feel you're not really friends with these people. They're not expected to make it out, and you know that the zone is doing all sorts of weird mutations to folks, and you want to see it really go nuts, see it do what it can do the most. And you could ask the zone to mutate your party members beyond recognition, just push it to the limits.
And there are two people in the party who can read his mind as he's thinking this.
Yep.
I wasn't thinking like that far. But maybe that's the more narratively interesting thing to do.
Kind
Yeah.
of feels like that's where your character was going, unless I'm reading you wrong.
I think it is. I'll take it.
Like you came here to see stuff,
Yeah, like to see shit get fucked up.
to say what the fuck as many times as you possibly can.
Yeah.
We, the whole party simultaneously, including the body of the chaplain, all goes fuck.
Yeah, I can what the fuck people on command.
That's fucked up.
A tree full of birds outside harmonizing like a barbershop quartet.
What
It's
the
like,
fuck?
what the fuck?
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Get back.
Yeah, I'm into that. Where I can mutate. Or how about
Why don't we make it simple? Just hit one person. Just like your first thought. Like what
Yeah.
should happen to one
Yeah.
person?
What do you
I
want to see?
was thinking because I was thinking like on command seems like really kind of dumb and strong. But yeah, one person. You know what? I think I'm gonna do the biologist or the scientist.
Oh.
I think I'm gonna hit you
Ooh.
because I want to see it, I want to feel it, but I don't want to be it. You know what I mean?
I love it. Get me. Hit me.
Okay, I'm gonna be cheat sheet because I can't think of anything. Because since this isn't rooted in anything, you're
I'm already got plant oriented, so you can do something
Yeah.
that will be antithetical to that, or you can build on it. Do whatever you
I
want.
super want more plant shit because I think that's sick.
Plant
I
me up.
think. You know what? Your arm, no. Yeah. On your back, there's a bunch of like spores and stuff and mushrooms that in your trail you leave some spores. I'm trying to figure out what sort of thing these spores ought to do.
Yes.
Uh,
This is good. Weird spores, come on.
I'm thinking some sort of psychoactive spores.
Nice.
Like they like low key like make whoever like has too many of them like question reality.
Oh, that would be really hard in
Dang.
this situation that we're
Yeah.
I
in.
know, but like because it's,
Hallucinate.
like, yeah,
Be-
well not like like hallucinate, but more just like question what they're seeing, so that way even if like they see something that's really scary, they don't know if it's real.
No, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, dissociating, sure.
Yeah,
So you don't have to solve what the spores do now either. Like
Yeah.
That's
working
kind of-
collaboratively.
that's kind of what I was hoping. I didn't want to have to,
Yeah.
so I'm not gonna. You got
Okay.
scores. Congratulations.
Oh,
Maybe
good
we
times.
will
Like,
affect each of us
The first person
individually.
who encounters them can just trigger something's not right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. I like that.
That
you
lets
said
everybody sort of pitch in on what they do.
Yeah, do I even know that this happened to me?
I think.
Since you can read his mind, you probably.
Oh, yeah.
presume
I think
something
one way or
happened.
another, you know something has happened to you. Maybe
Okay.
you don't know exactly what it is yet.
Maybe
Mhm.
maybe I'll pretend that like I kind of felt you go like scientist, but like that was about it. Like I didn't really feel a specificity. That's
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm into
Dr.
it.
Quirm, you seem to
Yeah.
be shedding.
What do you mean?
I mean,
You mean
something.
something's not right?
She's like
I
looking
mean-
around.
I mean,
Oh, I
Something's
didn't
not
mean to-
right.
Well, yeah, let's just get into it. Why
Let's
not?
just do it. What do you think might be wrong?
I see the spores dropping off of the doctor scientist, and it seems like right as they touch the ground, they grow into fungus,
Oh my
and
goodness.
there's a glistening on the surface of this fungus that it's clearly got something on it that if you came into contact with it would affect you through your skin somehow. Like just the look of it is instantly ringing your atavistic animal
It-
alarm
Unclean.
senses
it
of just
gets
like,
worse.
oh, don't touch that thing.
It gets worse. You have a drop. There's a drop from the chaplain's blood that seeps in and possibly through the ceiling, through the cracks, and splashes on it and gets some of that mushroom on like your heel or your ankle.
Oh, great.
Oh.
All right, so yeah, I'm I've been touched with, I guess, some bloody mushroom oil secretion, and the aura that's around me is like, even that was already bigger is just like growing out further and thinning out, and my eyes are dilating.
Probably your aura's like wobbling weirdly.
Yeah, it's pulsing with color now, and I'm just like, oh,
Fuck.
there's a lot going on, huh?
I'm like trying to I'm like a dog trying to chase their own tail, trying to get a sample of the spores coming off my back. Just like I can't reach it. Can someone hold this? I can't.
That
sure.
image is amazing.
All right. I think it's a good scene to end unless we got someone else. Wait.
Yep.
Let's take a second. We're on our way out.
Yep.
Period.
Cool.
Okay. Cool. End scene.
Let's leave. Yeah.
All right, that's you, Michael.
Oh, it's still me.
Yeah,
Got it.
'cause you're the director. Oh, it's me next. Okay.
Yeah.
We're at the lab. We're gonna leave the lab.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to the theater.
The theater.
Move to the theater.
The theater.
Theater.
Oh, it's
Oh
a boy.
my!
Dun-dun-dun.
Samson, we're about to say goodbye.
Oh
Alright.
no, I will. Anyone really want it?
Unless anyone wants to die earlier.
No, I'm in it
All
for
good.
the long haul.
Okay. 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 Well, at least I finally get my turn.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all that matters at the end. Because yeah, last time Michael stole it and Harry stole it. It's like, oh my god.
My
All right.
turn.
So you're I'm the director. So at the theater, it's a soaring opera house, beautiful ceilings that vaulted above tuxedos and evening dresses. Standing on stage, you can almost hear the audience. A gloomy multiplex surface is sticky with what you hope is just popcorn and soda. It sounds like movies are playing. A local theater known for its oddball curator. The auditorium may be tiny, but the archives of 60mm reels stack high and in the sprawling basement. I absolutely want this first one.
All right.
Big
Cool.
opera house.
I am
Nice.
so big into this. These things are huge. Something horrific about you. Something horrific is revealed by one of you about the previous expedition.
You
Hmm.
are in a position to know that, Samson.
Yeah.
I would
the
be. I'm
bureaucrat
trying to
would
think.
know.
So that, yeah. Oh, you even get the die and end scene button. That's righteous.
Mhm.
All right, but So I think what happens, what I see is I look on, we open the doors to the theater. There are balconies above us and rows of seats in front of us, and you can almost see the opera happening on stage. And it reminds me of when we sent the last one in, we didn't just expect them to die. We also expected them to we expected it to be as much of a collecting experiment and see who can get out as much as it was like, no, all along this whole project, these weren't necessarily people who randomly were compelled. It reminds him sitting in a meeting and remembering that this whatever organization he works for has gone out of its way to search for and market towards and invest towards these people who are in these hopeless situations, and like disgusting targeted marketing to try and figure out. And the last one was sort of an experiment where they were broadening their parameters for what a hopeless person was.
I love it.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's
we
cool.
all started seeing Facebook ads that were like, "What's in the zone?" And if you clicked on it even once, you just started getting barraged with like, "Oh, miracles happening in the zone."
It'll
Or
cancel
just
my
like-
debt? Wow.
Or like the YouTuber, like, we're in the zone, totally real, not fake.
It looks
And it's
real.
and it's like found footage or whatever.
Yep.
Grants
my God.
available. Apply now.
Yeah.
The off-world colonies.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So, I guess the reason the others needed to be protected from this truth is to sort of like, like go in and to go into this knowing that it's them and they're making this decision, but at the end of the day, like this was almost a decision that was made for them.
Right, we've all been manipulated into being here.
Yeah.
It's also possible that a lot of people are going to be manipulated into coming here after us.
Yeah.
Like, way
Well,
more.
Right, it was the first wave was just like people who were nobodies in the eyes of the people running this, just like whoever, dead enders. But now they're like, no, we should start sending people who have skills and
Yeah.
who have function
Prospects. Yeah.
prospects, who maybe have more of a reason to come out so that we have chances of collecting things from them, or people who have skills who are more likely to get something out of it and send word back. Yeah, just they're starting to get scientists and people like the Dr. Quorum
and the entrepreneurs and getting everyone they can to come in here.
Yeah.
And
all of us are still a little bit disposable, since two of us are sick and the writer kind of feels like he's at a dead end. But as they keep pulling more people in, it's not just going to be people who feel hopeless. It's going to be manipulating people who
feel hopeless and to come in.
Yeah.
And
even though they've got lives.
And yeah, this that kind of weirdly nicely ties into like the reason I'm in here is it's more of a punishment than a choice for me, opposed to everyone else, which is totally planned. But yeah, I'd say let's take stock of the scene and see what's going on. What do we see
In this theater?
Yeah, what type of theater is it? Or
Well,
I guess we know what type of opera theater it is, but like let's talk about some sensory details about it, the more minutia.
I'm gonna say, while most of the places we've passed through have been dilapidated and dusty and neglected, this one doesn't seem to be particularly derelict. It smells like wax on the floors, and the fixtures mostly look new and cared for. Nothing really looks like it's deteriorated.
You would almost say Yeah, you could almost say it feels like it's stopped in time. It almost even feels like there's a show going on stage right now.
In fact,
Yes.
I think if you stand at the right, if from the ground or even on the stage, you can't really see it. But if you go up to mezzanine or the higher boxes, you can see shadows cast across the stage, as though, you know, the effect you get on stage when you have like multiple bright lights on someone and they cast like 3
Mhm.
shadows in different direction.
Yeah.
On the wooden floor of the stage, you can see shadows cast as though there was a cast standing on the stage.
It's flickery and not consistent. It's almost got a little bit of a like candle flame aspect to it, but you can see individual players if you'd really try, like moving across.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of the more acoustically concentrated corners, you can hear sort of a sustained high note if you stand there. But yeah, if you move even a little, it fades.
I think as I think some people go out and we're all exploring the different areas and kind of oddly being fascinated with this acoustics of this room. Um, ooh, we start to the spores as she moves around. The spores start to really become and clog up this room. It feels like you can't get anywhere with it. Somehow, I think that Samson is trailing behind Dorothy, and just by happenstance doesn't just get it on his skin, but gets it in his mouth and gets it on his eyes,
Oh my.
Oof.
and you immediately see everyone immediately will like take notice that like for a second, like maybe even longer, but definitely a moment that can be felt, something's not right. I'm gonna call it on myself.
Mhm.
So as everyone feels this giant bright light, and for that moment, everything that we had been perceiving up to that point, it felt like there was an opera. It felt like there were people on stage. It felt like they were singing. For a moment, that was real.
Ooh. It's
It's
worse
worse.
than that.
Go ahead.
You go for it. No, you go.
Okay, it's worse than that. As the scene on stage is becoming more real, the rest of the expedition feels like they're becoming fainter and less real to you.
Ooh.
Ooh,
To Samson?
To Samson, yes.
I see.
I see. So like, I feel like what's happening in this bright light as it's blinding our extra sense. I would even say it gets worse than that. We have this vulnerable moment, almost as if you had heard an explosion and you can't hear for moments after that. I feel like this sort of flashbang effect for everyone else also happens, and you're temporarily overwhelmed. I think Samson is just
Bump
at
the
the
mic
state
stand
of
there.
like seizing up and like sensory overload from everything that's happening, and just ingesting these spores. In a way, he's kind of into it because because this is it. This is like the purest of what I've been like after. You know what I mean? And I think he thinks these thoughts very clearly.
So I can
All
hear
right,
them.
so Dorothy
can-
and I
yeah.
both hear them.
Mhm.
Like,
Uh,
and he's like phrasing it, and all, like, and just the way he's thinking about it is just the most like disgusting way possible to be like, yes, this is like this type of experience, this, because he's convinced he's changing and becoming this all-powerful being, but
Dorothy and I are both voicing his thoughts out loud.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
even worse, even worse, even worse. It's like we're like, oh, it's like an orgasm parfait. It's so much. I'm becoming God. Like,
knowledge is power.
what are we saying even?
So is it? Oh yeah.
You first.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it that you're getting drawn to the stage?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
Because they're, seeming more real to you, and if
Mhm.
we're seeming less important, maybe that's the direction you feel like you need to go.
Yeah, and as I walk towards the stage, like parts of like my skin just begin to melt
Oh man.
from just this
Grizzly.
giant aura radiating. And like the closer I get to the stage, like, and I'm blinded and dazed, I walk towards it until I can't. There's no face. There's no shoulders. There's no chest, and I collapse.
But your
And then the
shadows are really moving.
Yeah, but the shadow keeps moving at the same
Yeah.
pace, and it's on the stage.
Ooh, everyone can still see your aura.
Yeah.
It's still intact.
Yeah.
You've become a being of energy.
Yeah, and I will die and end the scene here.
Oh
All
man.
right.
Yay.
That's a hell
That
of a
was
fate.
fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Great exit, dude.
Yeah.
Hella good exit.
Oh,
Right.
Character's dead. Still play the game. Oh, and I'm about to. Never mind. This is gonna be fate thing. I was so ready again. I just need. But
Carly, you were the director.
Yeah, sorry, I hit my mic and turned it
Oh,
off.
no worries.
Should we stay here or should we move on? Should we move on? We're like running out of time and everything.
Yeah,
right?
I think my vote is
Yes,
move on.
Let's move it.
I think having seen this this colossal experience of the bureaucrat's death, we hustle on out
Or
of there.
probably leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nothing to
great
see
point.
here.
And the writer must die in the coming scene.
Looks like
Okay.
it's your turn.
I'm not even hesitating. Put me in, coach.
All right, you're in.
All right.
You've been put in.
We are in the prison. Still secure. Human sounds come from within, but you can't see inmates or guards. When you look away, lights seem to glare bars. The walls are in tatters, and there's a giant hole in the front gate, though it looks like it's from something entering, not exiting, or a panopticon, an outer ring of grimy cells looming central observation tower. It's darkened, slits make you feel watched. 3, the panopticon is kind of calling to me.
Panopticons are pretty cool.
Or the panopticon. Someone tries to develop a new mental or physical power by taking a big risk. Who most wants power? What do you try to sacrifice to the zone in exchange for this power?
I think
Is
this
this
is
how you
totally
die?
fucking Penny.
You think?
I think-
Or you think it's the writer's chance to go out with a bang?
Well,
That's.
I think it could be. It could be that, but I think of all of them, Penny is the one who wants power.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's
But
take
I
stock
would also.
before we decide.
Well,
I
but the
think.
writer knows his fate, and maybe he
Yeah.
sees
Oh.
something here.
I think we take stock.
Let's take
Okay.
stock.
Okay.
The prison is. Can I view the prison? I'm gonna look at the card for a second. An outer ring of grimy cells, a looming central observation tower. Its darkened slits make you feel watched. I think the central tower. I think a notable thing about the prison is the central tower is still sealed. The door, there is a heavy metal door, locked, barred, rusted shut, whatever, and the only ways inside the tower are to peer in through slits. But it's a tower like 30 feet off the ground. We can't just climb up and peer in, so we can't see what's inside it.
Nice. I'm gonna say that inside the cells, obviously those are hanging open and there's nothing in them alive, but there are carcasses of beetles. Just like
Ooh.
thousands and thousands of bodies of these beetles that are like pushed up in a little hill against the back wall of each one of these, as if something from the middle like sent out a force that pushed all of these bodies of insects up against the walls, the outer walls of these cells. And it's just like a foot deep of these crunchy, empty beetle bodies.
Wow. I think Dorothy's reeling from having the bureaucrat like torn out of her mind and is just kind of like maybe like weeping without realizing it and is just like quietly scooping a beetle into a little vial.
Oof, yeah, that's good. That has to be an intense feeling. Just suddenly gone.
It's just really weird, I imagine, because she didn't like any of it, but now it's just now she feels
Empty.
like she's got one hand over an ear or something. You know what I mean? It's like just kind of like missing a chunk of sensory input.
Yeah, it's disorienting.
Self you
Yeah,
didn't realize was there is gone now.
yeah, and she didn't appreciate it while she had it.
Oh, boo. So sad.
Okay, any input from our two residents of the zone?
What's here
I
that's gonna get us?
I think.
I just sent Michael to do me a favor, so.
Oh, no worries.
Okay.
Sorry.
How about this?
Uh-huh.
There is. Yeah, through the different levels of the Panopticon and the different floors, everyone can sense that there's not a physical being here, but there is some force here that moves through the walls.
Can we see the aura?
I don't know. I think this is probably the one you can't see. This is probably one that you hear, or like
Oh,
you
okay.
feel like a loud like when you're at a concert and like they're playing really loud and you feel it in your chest. You probably
Oh,
feel
yeah.
it in that way.
Is that connected to what's in the central Panopticon tower?
Can we tell?
I don't think
I
you
like
can.
it.
I think
Okay.
I think it isn't.
Yeah,
I think
more than one thing.
I think there are two different entities that live in the wall. One that live in the tower and one that lives sort of on the walls.
I think
Cool.
before we move through it, the writer is going to like peel off and try to, like, notebook and pen in hand, however many hands there are, is going to like try to pursue the sound of whatever is moving around through the walls. Try to pin down where exactly it is where it's coming from.
I'm gonna dig around in the beetles, see if there's anything in there. What if
I
there's something in the
really-
beetles?
I really want to not so easy the beetle digging.
You're allowed.
I'm gonna
You
not
may.
so easy the beetle
Not so
digging.
easy.
So
the
easy the
beetles.
beetles. Beetles are not so easy, y'all.
Well,
True.
Oh, I cannot successfully
Oh,
dig
no.
in the beetles. Okay. I mutated in a very serious, problematic way. Help me think of something good.
So you're already
Um,
plant besieged
I'm
and
already
sort of
pretty plant.
plantified.
Do beetles eat plants?
Beetles do eat plants.
Even understand that's true.
So they look dead, but as you start rummaging within them, like basically, I guess only the top layer was dead, and underneath there are squirming larvae that are alive.
There we go.
And as soon as you make contact with them, they start digging into you and trying to eat the plant veins out of your arm and out and off of you.
Amazing. So she's shrieking and trying to like pull them out individually. I assume they're like the size of like a finger or something. Like they're big
Yeah.
and disgusting.
Yeah.
And this is a serious problem, but I'll bet it creates an even more serious problem in that I'll bet it draws the attention of whatever's around here.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I will. Let's see. So whatever. I'm delicious to beetles now. I'm delicious to all insects. Let's say. Should
that
we?
is so big. That's so big.
It's a problem. Does this count as if something's not right? Because
If you want-
let's do
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Let's-
if you want to
something's
invent
not right.
what hurt you.
Because right, yeah. So she's like, staggering back and yelling, and the writer probably like is trying to track the thing that he heard, and maybe he hears it like stop and change direction.
I think that turns his task into a not so easy for sure.
Perhaps. But how is it worse than that?
Yeah, first.
I think it's worse because immediately you feel the prying eyes of the panopticon, of the being in the panopticon, just zero in on your very soul.
Oh,
Okay.
I wish it
Ooh.
wouldn't do that.
Could it perhaps not?
Oh, even
Um,
worse. You get a sense, because of the field connection and the emotional resonance, that the being in the panopticon does not think much of you. You're just like
Oh.
everything else that it's ever observed. There is nothing special about you.
Ah,
Aw.
well, fair enough.
Oh, it gets even worse because then the jail cell shuts on you while you're inside of it.
Oh, that is worse. Okay.
Does what
I
it
don't
says
think
on
I
the
don't think
tin.
I notice. I'm full of horrible devouring larvae and the mental feeling that somebody thinks I'm not that great.
Overpowering.
Well, I
Alright,
think
don't
the
forget, I think the writer needs a not so easy card for
Yeah, so-
tracking.
Oh
the-
yeah, you should take it.
so I'm gonna modify what the not so thing that's not so easy is, because it is, you know, the situation has changed now, and I think the writer
Yeah.
is now, you know, us being able to sense auras, I think the writer now senses that there is in fact a presence inside the tower, and that it's turned its attention on one of the expedition, and being, you know, well, I think the writer's like on the other side of the panopticon, so the writer can like see the plight that you're in, but knows he's never going to get there in time. Whatever's going to happen, he cannot outrun it. And so instead, be like, you know, grabs the nearest thing he can and starts like banging on cell doors, like slamming a cell door and trying to get the shouting and trying to get the attention of the thing in the tower.
That's so selfless. Why don't you just let me claim this fate?
Well, let's find out why what I'm doing is not so easy, and let's
Alright, fine.
perhaps.
No, no.
Unsuccessful, but the zone mutates you, giving you an unexpected ability. Hope it was like
You
a little
already
more
seen the
dramatic, but I guess
future. What more can you
extra
get?
Yeah, no
mutation.
kidding.
Yeah.
What
Open
if
to
you...
suggestions.
Here's
I
a
do die
suggestion.
here.
Here's a suggestion. Your power is to swap places with any entity.
Mm.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that's nuts.
So that is my mutation, is I can now exchange places.
Yep. You name it. Panopticon creature? Me? Something else entirely? Maybe you
I
have to be able to see its aura or something so that it's not just like whatever.
Yeah, no, I have a thought here, which is maybe that like really quickly, how is the entrepreneur reacting? How's Penny reacting to this?
Penny has been rummaging through the chaplain's backpack to see if there's a pry bar or anything like that in there. And just like throwing the Bible over her shoulder while she's digging around in there.
The beetles devour it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Immediately.
It's just
It's like, it's like a buzzsaw.
Oh no, the stuff.
Something useful.
It doesn't even hit the ground.
Okay. I mean, I think what happens is like, Dorothy, you are abruptly on the other side of the panopticon, and the writer is in the cell where you were. There's a moment where it's like you almost feel like you're seeing through the writer's eyes before you realize you're seeing through your own, and you've been like transplanted.
What? Remarkable. What? She'll just like shout like, "What just happened?" Like she's not get this and doesn't
So
understand why.
Is this just like a mental transplant or swap where like the writer's mind is in the scientist's plant body that's being devoured by beetles, and now the scientist is in the many-organed body that has an invisible halo of eyes and can see the future?
No, I
Could do
think like
that.
we could. I think it feels. I think it's a weird thing where it feels like that at first before you look down and realize it's your own. You're standing in your own body.
Oh,
because
like
I think-
residual body sense.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah.
the way that I think the way that the writer goes is like the last you hear of the writer is him like banging on the cell doors and yelling, "Look at me, never take your eyes off me,
Oh.
keep looking at me."
Oh no.
That's so good.
That's a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
Something will never forget him.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, that was really good.
Love it.
And unless
Wow.
anybody has an additional thing, I will die and end the scene.
Okay.
That's plenty.
That's such a good one.
All right. Writer's now one with the zone.
We in the zone.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Do we want to go to the next area?
Yeah, I think we wouldn't stick around.
Probably
further.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Who dies?
Oh, man.
Oh, here we go. Ah, it's gonna be me. That's
Do you want to be the last selfish one? I'll take your fate. I feel like I want a cool death.
Oh, really? Well, if you
Yeah.
want a cool death, you can take it.
I'll take it.
ooh, we have a claiming of fate.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Oh.
it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Director is
Oh, when it's in a
or-
library,
yeah.
this is so fitting.
Yeah.
Scientist is the director.
All right. Let's see. What do we got here?
I heard the fuck out of that.
Let's see. Community center, computers. No, I gotta do the old. I gotta do the old like paper books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oaken shelves loaded with ancient books, some locked shut, lit by dusty light shafts. Unnatural quiet, vaults protect more ancient knowledge. I like this.
Mm.
Let's see.
But two
So, I don't know,
sessions
do you-
left.
Like, I'll take this, or unless Penny, you think this fits you pretty well.
My obsession is longevity, which I think surviving to the middle is probably gonna be as close as I get to fulfilling that. I think you should get yours.
All right. Then this is pretty straightforward, and I will pop open a book. Now that there's only the two of us, and I'll note that it's the letters are rearranging themselves as I try to read them, and they are they're showing me things that are just like terribly interesting scientifically. Like, it doesn't, the original book is like whatever, it's a copy of Catcher in the Rye or something, but it's not really. It's like, you open it and it's the cover changes and everything, and it's just this incomprehensible swirls of color or something, and just like the words are starting to just be all these weird scientifically impossible ideas, and so she'll just stand stock still and just be like, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna solve this problem. This problem, maybe your problem too, Penny. I don't know. That's who's to say. Maybe we can all benefit. This can be a real solution. Finally, it's been years, and so she's I'm gonna say she is just kind of like walking straight ahead, reading this book about like how to manipulate DNA and circumvent cancer, and it's not clear how realistic it is.
Right, you're reading it off out loud, and I'm like, sounds about, yeah, DNA stuff, sure.
Right, she's
Yeah,
all
I
like,
hear you.
but the isomer is here on this part, and you can take this, and yes, very
Yeah, okay, telomeres, sure, gotcha.
yes, those are important too.
Yeah, polymers,
But we need more books. We need to. Are these all like this? She puts it down, picks up another one, and starts just like going through the bookshelves, like looking for the ones that have the most pertinent information.
So, per what happened in the theater, sort of like as you're walking, the spores are taking root on the ground and growing out into fungus, and there's more and more fungus spreading out around behind you and around you, and every time that you pause and read your book, it's growing up around your legs as it's shedding off of your back.
What is this? What is this? Honestly. Someone's about to click something's not right.
Yeah,
I
someone's
can
thinking
see that. I
about
can
it
see
real
this.
hard.
I can see this. Click it.
Go for it.
Do it, you coward.
Bam. So
All right.
I think the books are even responding to the spores in the air. Like the spores are settling on the books, and like the books are turning sort of spongy and fungal, and it's spreading through the shelves very rapidly. Like once one book gets spores on it and starts going all mushroomy, it spreads out through the whole shelf.
But the information's still coming.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
like it's like you're probably
Ooh.
getting, fungus has a way of connecting
Mm-hmm.
and communicating with each other. So the more your fungus is spreading out into these books, the more you're absorbing from the books. And these are already books that apparently you're getting everything you want from. So now it's just like every book's sum total of knowledge is getting linked into you through the fungus that you're spreading.
Spreading this slime mold like net of like, yeah, of connection. I love this.
Yes. And as the air gets more thick with the spores, because now it's coming not just from you but from the books, I think Penny's gonna start backing away.
I think that it gets worse is like, yeah, like we were talking about how the spores like come up and are starting to envelop your legs if you stay somewhere too long. I think that it gets worse is you just have this book in front of you and you're sitting at one of the desks and you don't move for very long. I think it starts to maybe it glues you to your seat.
I don't even notice. I'm just
Yeah.
like, at this point,
yeah.
like the fingers of like fungal information gathering are just spreading all over the whole floor of the library, and like information is just pouring towards me. And I like pieces of probably starting to like deconstruct my body slightly to, power all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Just
fungus is just
going.
growing into and around, and the leafy sort of like parts of you are sort of mingling with the fungus.
Yes.
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 And eventually you like collapse into a pile of leaves and never reanimate.
Yeah, or something. It's just, just I'm a little fungal lump. I think as Penny leaves, she hears Dorothy go, the cure. and she just does not look back, I assume.
No.
Question,
I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a not so easy for getting out of here.
For leaving? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sure.
I want a quick question before that. Does Penny, because she can spy on Dorothy's thoughts, right? How
Yes.
does she experience this?
Trying to shut it out
yeah.
as hard as possible, because it is like I think Dorothy has been sort of reconstructed by the fungus that is infiltrating her and her plant qualities that have been growing over time.
Mhm.
But it is way too much for Penny, so Penny is just trying desperately to shut it out.
That makes sense. I mean, like, Dorothy is dissolving. Like, her brain
Yeah.
is dissolving into this fungal, like, net and becoming distributed, so I think you probably
Right.
wouldn't want to be in for that.
I get out of here. Oh,
Oh, hell yes.
mutated in a
Nice.
shocking way. That's the only way I succeed.
So
Ooh,
let's
yeah.
say that you start to get overtaken by the fungus, but
All right, and I've already got sort of like sharpened metal fingers.
Mhm.
So let's just have that expand. All right, so the metal on the fingers that have been sharpened like knives spreads in reaction to the spore, and everywhere the spore touches me is like going sort of metallic and shiny until pretty much I've got metal skin.
Dude,
Ooh,
that's
okay.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
that's what
Inhospitable
So
to
that
organic growths.
What the fuck?
Exactly. Yeah, the spores
Yeah.
can't get access to you.
Yes,
'cause you
exactly.
armor up.
They're shut out. I'm armored up. So
Awesome.
it's shocking, because now I'm like this sort of like flowing metal T1000 entity as I leave, but I do get to leave.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
All
Alright, I'm gonna be dead because I don't have a brain left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My brain.
One
All right,
with
I
the
do, but
zone.
it's
All
I do,
right.
but it's the whole library.
All right, the expedition is at the library. There's been one scene here. I don't know if there's much more to do. I think it's time
I
to
think
move
we
to
I
the
don't
gotta
think
center.
we
wrap
can
this
do
up.
anything.
Let's go
Yeah.
to the middle.
All right, here we go. The entrepreneur is at the center. We're about to meet the mysterious center of the zone where the entrepreneur will make their final wish. What will the zone do with that wish? That's for everyone else to decide, using the not-so-easy cards gathered on this journey. AJ, only you can move to the... Penny, only you can move to the center.
Here I go.
Dun, dun, dun.
I've made it to the legendary center of the zone. First, define the center together. Is it staggering beauty, incomprehensible horror, alien strangeness, or something
Aliens.
else?
Aliens.
All right, let's go for alien strangeness. It is hard to even parse with human eyes. Even the ability to sense auras is only confusing matters more.
I think
think,
maybe... Go ahead.
Your eyes have been covered with the metal too to protect you. At this point, you have to use auras just to be able to see.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like
So
that.
it's a completely alien environment because you're learning to navigate using a sense you didn't have when you set out on this expedition.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think, kind of concurrent to that, it is becoming, the closer you get to the center, the harder it is to see use only aura. Because where previously auras kind of let you, sense the shape of things around you, now auras are like walking through a mist. You sort of omnipresent.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but what if you're leaving a path through it and we echo the mist with the footprints from the
Ooh.
beginning of the
Ooh.
zone?
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
You're punching a
Ooh,
hole
yo.
through the aura.
I like it. All right, I'm about to meet the center. This mist-like area. Okay. Describe the final survivor's encounter with the center you just created. How does the zone make it clear it's time for the wish? Before triggering the wish, do a short flashback about your obsession. Longevity, the one thing you can't buy is more time. Okay, so-
the zone just says, make your wish.
Someone's in a hurry to get out of here.
No.
Show me what you got.
God. The zone taps its watch.
Yeah.
Let's just say that Penny walks through this mist and gets to a point where the mist sort of disperses around her and makes a clearing. This has got to be the center. Like, it's like a spherical blank area in the middle of this misty aura seething, mess around her. And she can only remember the last time that she was in the hospital when they told her that her cancer had come back, and she was like, I'm not going through chemotherapy again. There's gonna be another way. I know how to fix this. I'm going to the zone. So the wish is to live forever. It doesn't matter how. All right. Type it.
Oh, it's in live. It's time.
Yeah.
Time.
We should-
Also, I love this image of like, you don't even see the center of the zone. You just, you sense, like, your senses are all muted now, and you just know you're there.
Yeah. All right. Live forever, no matter how. Click here to start the zone's judgment. It's not so easy. Of course. All right.
Okay.
Zone players, you're now on the other side of the not so easy. Carla, you got the most not so easy cards while alive. You'll choose the zone's final judgment on the wish. Baloney, Michael, and I, you will influence the final judgment by giving Carla one of your not so easy cards and suggesting a possible way things might go.
All right. So I'm gonna
Alright.
hit start the judgment.
Start the
Yeah, hit
judgment.
So I think
Oh, wait,
you get to
counter?
choose. You
Yes.
get to choose one of your cards from the bottom as a reaction to the
Oh.
request. The wish is live forever no matter how. So you
Hmm.
could choose yes, you live forever, but, and then make a suggestion.
I
Or go,
see.
no, and, or no, but.
I see.
Yeah.
Each of the
There
three
was
of
no
us will
but.
make a suggestion, and then Carla's going to get to make the final call.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just put the card up here, but Carla's cards are ultimately like she's gonna choose from one of those.
Am I?
Yes. Oh, you're
From
going
our
to choose from
ideas.
one of yours or from one of the ones we suggested.
Oh.
We're going to create a big pool of possibilities collaboratively.
Hmm.
So no but.
Yeah, there's no but.
Aw.
So what's the but? What happens instead?
So.
What is
Oh, I
the
thought
zone
that.
doing?
Okay, that's what I was unsure about. No, you do not get to live forever, but your cancer is cured.
That's very sweet.
Okay, yeah, that works.
So you get like a regular human life. Mhm.
Alright.
Yeah, just a regular human life.
Wow.
Well, I'm made out of metal.
Well,
It's not that regular.
Ooh.
look,
Right.
look. You also get preternatural superpowers to sense things from miles away. So
Well, look, it's not so easy.
life
This
as
may
a metal
feel
being is not so easy.
an obvious yes, but it's the zone is actually a new form of plant life. The auras that you were sensing and what you saw Carla's character merge into, that's its plan for the entire planet. And as soon as you surrender and become part of this mass plant consciousness, you can live forever as long as the zone does.
Mm.
But you have to give up your individual autonomy.
Alright.
Kind of fun.
Ooh, that's crazy.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's really fun just to hover over them and watch them just go up and down.
Ain't wrong.
Little mini game.
Um. Guess butt would be good here, but I have and
Oh, that's awkward.
I mean it's not so bad.
You can. I feel like an and can be
Yeah.
It's flexible.
kind of a double-edged sword too.
So my yes and is yes, you live forever, and you live forever, and you lead every expedition into the zone from now forward.
Ooh. Okay.
Being familiar with it and touched by it.
Okay.
And in fairness, the only person to walk out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna go walk out of it every time.
All right,
Interesting. Okay. Oh, I see. So.
now I get to make the final call.
Oh wow. So let's see. I'm gonna say. These are all fun ideas. None of these is particularly vindictive. Which I
Is that
guess.
good?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just noting it. This is not a, sure you get to live forever, but, whatever.
I mean,
Well,
becoming a plant consciousness is not so sort of ideal, I feel like.
It's not, but, it's not like constant agony or anything. It seems basically chill.
There's always the yes, but your cancer doesn't go away.
I suppose that's true. That's a pretty weird forever life. I respect that. I think, you know what, honestly, I think I'm gonna go with keep the, like, you go back and you're the only one who's ever made it back, and so everyone's like, well, you need to keep doing this, and you do keep doing it, and you just keep doing it and doing it until the zone slowly expands, and like there's more zone than the rest of the world eventually, and eventually it swallows it all up and you're still there.
Okay. Wow. Yeah,
Heart
I
button's
think
gone, but I'd press it if I could.
I think that Penny believes that if she leaves the zone for long, she'll die. Like, she feels like she's connected to it now, and that the only reason that she can continue to live and the reason she's in remission and everything is because she's there. So she keeps going back in, leading more people probably to their doom.
Does she feel any guilt about bringing people into the zone to die?
I mean,
Yeah.
How does
it
she
worked out.
justify it?
It worked out for her, and so she.
But you keep doing it, like you.
So she
you
has
got your
hope.
goal.
So is there?
I know, but like every single one of those people who come have the same chance I do of getting to the middle and getting their wish, right?
Mm.
I can't
True.
deny people who usually feel hopeless the opportunity to get what I got.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've got another question. Is there ever a time where she goes into the zone, doesn't die, but doesn't make it out either?
Oh.
I mean, I think at some point you're saying that the zone sort of eclipses the rest of the Earth.
I think so.
Mhm.
So there's a last time that she goes into the zone, and then there is no more outside. And I think that, I mean, there's no real eternity, right? Like, the Earth itself is gonna die at some point. So I think that what happened as far as like melding into the zone does ultimately happen to her. Not as a plant, maybe, but just as the body she's in starts coming apart and melding with all of the alien mist at the center of the zone until whatever's at the center is also Penny. And that thing is apparently eternal.
That was absolutely the thing that I was going to suggest first. I was going to be like, now you get to be at the middle. But then I was like, going in and out is more fun. So I'm glad you got there. That's actually really cool.
Great.
Yeah.
We all get to be happy in a sort of creepy, terrible way.
Hooray!
Yeah.
Hooray!
All right, time to
Okay.
press the mission report.
That's
Okay.
That's the mission report.
Mission report.
All right.
All right. Survivor interview notes. Interviewer. Our reports say that you entered the zone wanting longevity, the one thing you can't buy, more time. Your greatest fear was being weak and tiny, that you can't overcome these challenges.
That's right.
Why did you keep going?
I couldn't go back to chemotherapy.
They claim they saw this, claim to have seen the center and made a wish.
Live forever, no matter how.
Did the zone grant this wish?
Yes, and I got something else too. Redacted. Subject code: the entrepreneur is now in indefinite containment in area redacted. All materials pertaining to this case are to be destroyed. To the reader, procedure F is mandatory immediately after reading.
I love
The end.
picturing. I love picturing Penny just like walking right out of containment. It's just being kind of like, well,
Yeah.
that's enough. I need to go back.
I got a business to run for a long time.
Yeah, I think containment in area redacted is containment to the zone. Just
Oh,
like
that's possible. Yeah.
like- I'm going back, and they're like, "Yeah, you're there, and you're staying there." Okay.
You're like, you sure are. See ya.
Yep. All right. Well, this has
Oh
been
man,
the zone. So thank you all
Wow.
for coming out tonight and playing.
that was a good time.
I
Yeah,
love that.
It's
I
fun.
enjoyed it. I thought this was really good.
this is a really
Yeah.
tight game.
Definitely
so.
enables a lot of cool, creepy creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I think that will do it for us tonight. So thank you everyone in the chat who came out to watch. Thank you to everyone, all four of you for coming out to play. Thank you to Baloney, Carla, Michael, and AJ. Before we sign off for the night, do any of you have anything you'd like to plug?
Play the zone.
Watch Stalker.
It's real
Watch Stalker,
fun.
yeah.
Watch Annihilation.
Also
yeah.
that. Good movies.
Read it, actually.
Oh yeah.
Do both.
Do
You got
both.
time.
The movie's alright, but definitely
It's
read the
true.
book. It's good.
Quit
Yeah.
being lazy.
The movie's got some real fun stuff. But the
You
book
showed up
is-
to get some homework, right? That's why you tuned into a Twitch stream? So we could assign you things to do?
Why else?
Well, we will appropriately be back in session next Friday. Next Friday, we're going to be playing Trophy Dark, where we'll be playing an adventure called The Pride Eye. I'm looking forward to that. And also, hey, there are three more games this month. They're going to be Trophy Dark, Chamber, and Mork Borg. And if you would like to play in any of those games, you should reach out to me via Twitter DMs. Twitter's down in my bio. Or, if you're following me anywhere else, any other means you have of getting in touch. So yeah, unless anyone again has anything you'd like to plug or any parting shots.
See you in the zone.
Yeah,
See
play
you in
the
the
zone.
zone.
Get in the zone, man. What are you doing?
Get in the zone. Game zone.
Get out of here, stalker.
Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Well,